why you've had to make this trip back to back from Greencastle, Indiana. We're hearing that it's a scheduling thing. Once John Carroll joined the NCAC, they decided to change some things around. So welcome back to Delaware, Ohio, and Selby. And if you're a Wesleyan fan, you're hoping for a different outcome than we had last year. But either way, we're glad to have you tuned in, and we're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem here. So we will talk until then. But Steve, it's a beautiful day. It's November football. You know what they say about that?
No, what do they say?
They say you better be able to run the football in November
There you
because
go.
it gets a little chilly.
Especially,
and
all right, especially in the Midwest. So DePauw comes in, Charlie. They're ranked, depending on which poll you look at, 14 or 15. So we'll just say they're a top 15 team in the country. They are 6-1 overall, 4-1 in the NCAC. Ohio Wesleyan 2-5 overall, 1-4 in the NCAC. So Ohio Wesleyan has their work cut out for them today, Charlie. You and I were talking off air. So what are some things, if you're going to pull off an upset and you're coming in at 2-5 overall, you're taking on a top 15 team in the country, what do you have to do to be able to pull that upset off, Charlie?
Well, for one thing, as we were looking at stats, again, we were talking off the air, Ohio Wesleyan's offense is averaging 32.6 points a game. So I think today, the weakness of this team, the Wesleyan team, is their secondary, their pass defense. So if you're, Coach Watts, you want your offense to stay on the field, to sustain drives, to move the chains, to convert on third downs, and, maybe be able to run the football a little bit just to keep that explosive DePauw offense off the field and to help your defense out. Now, you're not going to be able to do that all game. So, obviously, your secondary is going to have to man up today. You're going to have to get some pressure on the quarterback and maybe force him to make some bad throws. But, when you say the Bishops have their work cut out for them, that's kind of an understatement today, but that's why we play the game.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's talk about the quarterback for DePauw. I lost my individual stats, but the quarterback for DePauw, awkward silence, Valentine, Charlie. Valentine is a sophomore quarterback, and he throws to his brother, who is a senior wide receiver, and they make a lethal combination. Let's take a break for the playing of the national anthem. We'll be right back. Scott Valentine, he is a sophomore quarterback. He comes into this game with a 68.75% completion percentage on the year. 68.75 completion percentage. He is 154 for 224. He averages 268 yards per game, and his leading receiver is his senior brother, Robbie Valentine. I'm assuming they're brothers, who averages 128.86 points per game. So if you're Ohio Wesleyan, stop the passing game.
Right, accuracy. You said it, Mr. Valentine, throwing to his brother, who is a second-team All-American last year, so he can play the game. And I bet Mr. and Mrs. Valentine are here or listening, and we're going to try to paint a good picture for them if you're listening here what's going on in Selby. But, yeah, we got to get in Scott Valentine's face. We got to get him uncomfortable. We got to get him, moving around a little bit in that pocket because obviously he's tall and he can see the field well, and he's used to throwing to wide open receivers. So we have to kind of get crazy out there. It's kind of like this pregame music. It's usually R&B and pop, and I was hearing some headbanging stuff going on out there, Steve. So
Okay.
I don't know if mentally they're trying to change flip the script here and change the attitude.
Get ready. All right, so if he doesn't throw to Robbie Valentine, he also has Leighton Lukowski, also a senior. He comes in averaging 57 yards per game receiving. Palmer Samuels, 32 yards receiving. And then we got to also keep an eye on number 19, Charlie. You were talking about him. Frankie Ricciardi. Frankie Ricciardi also comes in averaging 32 yards a game. So multiple receivers. He can go anywhere with the football. Bishop's got their work cut out for him. Can they stop the pass? So what do you have to do to stop the pass, Charlie? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, you got to get some kind of pressure within that 5-yard, zone where you're allowed to kind of put your hands on the receiver and maybe stop these easy routes and throw the timing off. And again, when you're talking about pressure, that starts with pressure up front. Maybe throw some blitzes in, mix your coverages between zone and man, and it's easier said than done. But the more you make a quarterback think, the more time it takes for him to react, and maybe that's all the time you need to get pressure and maybe get a tip ball, maybe get a sack or a hand in his face or something crazy like that, Steve.
Yeah, DePauw will receive. And if they don't pass, Charlie, their running game is not too bad either. They have Caton Whitehead, number 11, averaging 57 yards per game rushing, and Carson Johnson, number 2, averaging 40 yards per game rushing. So almost about 100 yards rushing as well on top of all of the passing.
Right, I remember Caton Whitehead last year. He's a stud. He's hard to bring down. He runs hard, just like all the running backs here in the NCAA. They're all kind of built the same, they're like fullbacks / tailbacks. But C.J. Jackson for Ohio Wesleyan today, I'm putting a little pressure on him because, at times he has shown greatness for this Wesleyan offense. He's been able to throw the ball, and I think today his legs are going to have to extend plays and keep the chains moving, and I think that's the key to the game here. So, special teams, when you're trying to pull off a big upset, don't be afraid to do an onside kick.
There you go. Start the game with an onside kick. So let's talk about Ohio Wesleyan real quick before they kick off. They do have a pretty good running game. Devin Haley averaging 56 yards rushing a game, and Myson Sanders averaging 71 yards per game. C.J. Jackson averaging 205 yards passing per game, completing 57%.
Yes, they run the shotgun a lot, and they do that delayed draw handoff, which holds them linebackers a little bit and gives C.J. Jackson an RPO, option on that. So here we go. We're getting ready to play some football here in Delaware, Ohio.
Back to deep to receive the ball will be 17. That's Alex Hoover. Drew Burdine kicks it deep. Hoover will have it at the 10-15. He'll try the 20-yard line. He met by a couple Bishops, taken down around the 22-yard line. Good coverage for the Bishops.
Excellent coverage. I mean, if you watch any NFL football, generally the starting position is the 35-yard line. Anything less than that is considered great coverage. So good start for the Wesleyan special teams here.
Yeah, Bishops very young on defense. Replacing a lot of seniors, and it's been a little bit rough for the Bishop defense this year, especially on trying to cover the pass.
Yeah, we're going to see early. They're going to be tested early here, obviously.
All right, Scott Valentine is the is the quarterback in the shotgun for DePauw. He'll take it. He'll fake the handoff. He'll look to pass. He hits a receiver out of the backfield, and he's thrown down for a loss. Great coverage there. Number 6 for the Bishops was there. That's Adam Breer, senior linebacker. Abram Beer.
Good job, Abram Beer. That is definitely scout team stuff right there. They did their homework on that one. They faked the handoff and just threw a little dump route.
And Abram was there at the same time the ball was, almost
Absolutely.
maybe possibly early. So they'll lose about 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 13 for DePauw. Valentine will give the ball up the middle this time. They'll try the middle. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. Host of Bishops taken down.
Yeah, so the first 2 plays, Wesleyan has answered the test here. And here, this is where Coach Watt's been concentrating on throughout the season. How can we get off the field on 3rd down with this back end being a little inexperienced and having trouble. So let's see what they do.
Bishop's got 5 guys across the 35-yard line right there.
Beautiful.
That was number 11, Caden Whitehead, that did have that first carry for DePauw. So 3rd and a long 9. Good chance for the Bishops to get off the field. This is definitely a passing down for the Tigers.
Kind of a dime coverage here.
He'll
and
drop back. He's got plenty of time. Now he's going to run. He'll try the middle. He's the 32-yard line. Great open field tackle by Jake Smothers, and they do not get the first down.
Jake Smothers, 6 foot 185-pound senior corner, makes a big play. A great start for the defense, and that's what you need. That's what you need, some energy, and to throw Ballantyne out of his comfort. And you can tell he's not afraid to run it, but he's not the fleetest of foot.
Yeah, he's got to get 9 yards there. He picks up about 7, not enough for the first down, so that'll bring the punter out for DePauw. Punter is number 5, Buddy Gomez. He gives a nice kick. That'll drive the return man back. That's Quinn Schrader, makes the first guy miss, and then he'll get to the 25 and takes a big hit at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen Quinn Schrader over the years. He's an excellent return man. That was a great return. That was kind of a knuckleball kick. And
fielded on the bounce and then took it.
Got positive yardage. So here we go here with a Wesleyan offense. Maybe sustain a drive here and put that Ferrari offense over on the sideline and let them get a little chilly over there.
Right. You definitely, if you're the Bishops, you want to get a score, maybe try to get up and put the pressure on DePauw. So C.J. Jackson is the quarterback. He's got a man in motion. He will give to the running back, and not much there. I believe that was Devin Haley, and he'll give him a yard up the middle.
Yeah, the front four for DePauw was playing dead run there, and C.J. Jackson, if he would have just pulled that ball, he had room on the outside. Look for him to look at that option as well.
2nd down and 9 for the Bishops. C.J. Jackson in the shotgun. Devin Haley behind him. Haley will switch sides. And he'll fake to Haley. Pull. There's the wide receiver on a slant, and he's going to pick up big yardage out to the 50-yard line. That's Reddick Pillarari.
Yeah, Reddick Pillarelli.
Thank you, Charlie. Wow, great slant.
Hey, nice job. And there again, that's that scout team. That's from watching film.
Bishops will go hurry up and give it to Devin Haley up the middle. This time he'll get about 3.5 yards right up the middle.
I like the tempo there. We talked about maybe dragging this out a little bit, but once you start getting momentum, you want to keep it going. Good drive so far for the Bishops.
Yeah, but that's why you called it, Charlie. Pull that ball and hit Pillarelli on the slant. And now it's 2nd and 7. Jackson will fake to Haley. He's going to look deep, and miscommunication between him and Brian Hines on the deep ball.
Yeah, Hines thought maybe with double coverage he'd stop and do a hitch route. C.J. Jackson said, let's go for the jugular here right out of the gate. And just a miscommunication. You hate to see that on first down because, you don't want to get behind the chains. You want positive yards on each play.
So what is the read there? That has happened often with the Bishops, where Jackson reads one thing and the receiver will stop or go. It
all depends on the safety. The safety's over top. Sometimes you break it down and just do a curl route. That time it was a misread by C.J. Jackson.
All right, 3rd and 7. No running backs in the backfield. Jackson will pass. He fires at his man. He's got Josh Hurst. He makes a man miss. He'll get the first down and get to the 32-yard line.
Great second effort, Josh Hurst. Knowing where the sticks were, knowing he had to make a defender miss, and that extra 3 yards sustains the drive, and the Bishops are on the move.
Great, nice job by Josh Hurst. You make that first guy miss. He's a senior receiver at Port Clinton, and then he also picks up the first down.
Yeah, empty set here for the Bishops.
Jackson taking his time, and there was some movement. Weather's offensive linemen do not like to stay in that stance, do they, Charlie? It's a false start.
No, they do not, and you hate to see that. Again, I thought the last time the miscommunication between the receiver and quarterback was on first down, but this is definitely on first down. It sets them back 5, so it changes your play calling a little bit.
Right. I mean, Jackson's trying to take his time, trying to read the defense, but you sometimes you just gotta go with the play.
Exactly.
Don't get those big boys out of that stance. They want to fire out or hit somebody.
Don't overthink the situation, right?
There you go. 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line. Jackson he'll look to pass now. It's a quarterback draw. He goes up the middle. He'll throw the ball. He's got a receiver, and the receiver is still moving and gets enough for the first down. A little run pass.
Yeah, he was very close to that line of scrimmage, but the umpire back here was looking at that, and he let go of the football right before his right leg went across the line to gain the line of scrimmage. So first down, Ohio Wesleyan.
That's number 11 again, Reddick Pillarelli. Reddick Pillarelli is a freshman receiver from Holland Ottawa Hills High School here in Ohio. 1st and 10 for C.J. Jackson. Again, no running back. He'll drop back. He will pass. He's got some time. He's looking over the field. He'll fire for the end zone. He's got a man, and he overthrows it.
Yeah, everybody was covered. There was just a 4-man rush. The Ohio Wesleyan offensive line's doing a nice job here, giving Jackson some time. He just kind of threw it away, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That was Austin Koslow that he was looking for. That's wrong on our roster, Charlie.
Okay, yeah.
Koslow is number 7, and he says 20, I think it's 21 on our roster. But it was Austin Koslow in the back of the end zone that he was looking to hit. He had time there. He kind of did a nice job of sliding and then making that throw and just didn't connect. 2nd down and 10 from the Bishops at the 21-yard line.
This is where things get a little tight when you're the Wesleyan quarterback.
Jackson will pass again. He's got a running back on a wheel route. He looks for Pillarelli. He's got it, caught it, 5-yard line. First down, Bishops.
Pillarelli, knowing he was going to get hammered in the back, held on to the football, and it's got Wesleyan deep in the red zone here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Bishops don't usually pass this much. And, boy, they are just going no running backs. This time they do have 19. Giovanni Rufus in there, freshman running back from Columbus Franklin Heights. Let's see what they decide to do. 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line. He'll give it to Rufus. He'll go to the left side. Now they try to strip the ball. Not much. He got a gain of about 1 maybe.
That was I thought that was a good job by the defense trying to strip the football, and you see they're trained to do that. I thought he had a seam there for a second, Steve. I thought he was going to bust
excited.
it.
Giovanni Rufus is 5'8", 185, so he's strong. I mean, it's a pretty good muscle for a 5'8". But now Devin Haley will come in, so 2nd and goal, and they're going to say that's at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 5. Man in motion is Schrader. And he'll throw it to the back corner. Is that Pillarelli? Did he catch it?
Oh,
and they
boy.
say no. He must have dropped it. Pillarelli's not arguing. He came up with the ball.
Great throw. He actually had it.
Yeah.
There was a hand come up from the defender. I'm not sure who was on the coverage there. But I like the play call. That's what you got to do. And now look for Jackson maybe to have to use these legs here a little bit, Steve, on some kind of RPO on the outside.
I like that play they ran earlier where he looked like a quarterback draw and then he threw it at the last second. So 3rd and 5, and it looks like, let's see, DePauw, I believe, took a timeout. Let's see what the official calls here. Yes, he will call timeout. So it's exactly right at the 5-yard line. 3rd down and goal for the Bishops.
Coach Dietz, he's thinking Wesleyan's going to run the ball, so he calls timeout to get his run defense in there. But, Coach Dietz, Coach Dietz and Coach Watts played together at Hanover College back in the early 2000s, so you would think they know what each other wants to do here. And what are you calling, Steve?
Well, the passing game is going well. Running game is not working so well. So I'm going to try to pass. But I like what you said, Charlie. Roll the quarterback out, give him an option to run, maybe pass. But that's what I would do. But to your point, though, Charlie, you and I both played basketball here at Ohio Wesleyan. If you and I were coaching, I'm not sure I would know what you would run. So just because they went to college together, I don't know. I mean,
that's
I'm just
a
saying.
Good point. That's just an old coach speak, right? We played together. I know what he's thinking, what he's thinking. But, Ohio Wesleyan, one thing they might consider here is making this 4-down territory. So you could see a run, maybe get a couple yards and go for it on 4th down, maybe call 2 plays there on that timeout.
So they have 3 receivers at the top, and now they're switching sides. Now you got a kind of a bunched setup for Jackson. Only 1 receiver out there. He'll throw the slant, and he throws behind his receiver. Austin Kozlow, incomplete.
Yeah, he had him. He had him. He just kind of threw it behind him, and that was would have been a tough catch. But looks like the Bishops are bringing out their good kicker. I'm not sure his name. I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, no, sorry. Well, wait a minute. 34 is the punter, I believe, who's going to hold. So 35 is Ryan Elliott, is the freshman kicker from Big Walnut. That's a local school.
Okay.
10 miles from Delaware, Ohio.
There you go, Ryan Elliott.
So he's got about a 22-yard field goal attempt. It's up, it's high enough, and it is good. So the Bishops get on the scoreboard early.
Yeah, the Bishops strike first here, and that was a really good drive, Steve. Aided by a couple of nice catches by Villarelli and kind of a broken play there. C.J. Jackson on the move goes for a nice first down gainer there. So how long can you sustain this type of football? That's what you're going to have to ask yourself. And it started with a good defensive stand right out of the gate. So good start for the Bishops here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Selby Stadium. If you're Coach Dietz and you're DePauw, you're like, okay, we better wake up because you know what? There's no gimmies in football. And if you don't think Coach Tom Watts doesn't have the Bishops ready to play today, you're crazy. So he knows that, and he just, told his team it's time to go.
That's one thing you want to try to do is jump out to an early lead. So we have, looks like I'm going to go with Brock Stewart, but back deep, number 31 for Hiram, because there's double numbers, and he is a defensive back. The other 31's a linebacker. You would think a defensive back would be back for the deep ball, not the linebacker. Also back there with him is 17. Go ahead, Charlie.
I know Caleb Downs for the Buckeyes. He'll return punts every now and again, but here we go.
So that'll ball be Burdine will kick it deep, and it'll go over 17. That is Alex Hoover. Go over Alex's head. So that'll set the DePauw Tigers at the 35-yard line. So last time Bishops get a 3 and out, and then they go down and get a score. They had a chance to really kind of get up 7-0. Still 3-0 is a good start.
Yeah, and, the positive thing is our quarterback here, C.J. Jackson, looks comfortable throwing the football. And he's got some receivers that are open, and he's confident, and his accuracy doesn't have to be 100%. And his receivers have made some nice catches on that last drive.
All right, so Scott Ballantyne will come out. He'll fire right away. He'll hit his man. That's Lukowski. And he's hit and taken down right away. Jake Smothers, after a gain of 5, great open field tackle by number 2 for the Bishops, Jake Smothers.
Tell you what, Jake Smothers bringing the wood right there. That's how you tackle on defense on a receiver that's vulnerable. I hate to say that, but he was up in the air, and he gave him a shot and let him know, I'll be here all day.
So we get a 5-yard gain on it, so nice pass by Ballantyne. Caden Whitehead is the senior running back in the backfield, number 11. Ballantyne in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll give it to Whitehead. He'll try the right side. He bounces it outside, gets the first down and a couple more yards. Nice 7-yard run for Whitehead.
Yeah, we talk about the DePauw passing game, the two brothers, the Ballantyne brothers, but, their running back, Whitehead, he's pretty good. He can kick it out, and he can go up the middle, whatever it takes to get the job done. He can do it. Very capable.
First down for Hiram out to the 38-yard line. Saw number 99 for Hiram out there. Or not Hiram, excuse me, DePauw. Good grief. So Ballantyne will throw, fire it out to his receiver. He has his receiver, makes a move, picks up a couple yards. Pass complete to number 19. That is Frankie. Let me make sure I get this right, Charlie. Frankie Ricciardi.
Yep, Frankie Ricciardi. You can see DePauw likes to spread you out and force the defense to break down and tackle in open space. Wesleyan has to do that today for them to have a chance, and there was kind of a missed tackle, and you see the extra yards after the catch.
So to bring up 2nd and 6, he got about 4 on that game. Ballantyne will fake the handoff. He'll fire it. He's got a man. That's Ricciardi again. He gets the catch at the 45-yard line. It's enough for a first down.
Yeah, nice catch by Ricciardi. Wasn't the best thrown football, but You can see the strong arm that Ballantyne has, especially on the move there. And, you know, things are starting to open up a little bit in that secondary for DePauw, and it's not what you want if you're Ohio Wesleyan.
Right, so 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. It was a nice sliding catch by Ricciardi. 1st and 10 from the 45. Ballantyne in the shotgun. He's got a new running back. We'll get his number in a second. And he'll fake the handoff. Here comes the blitz. He moves out of the way. Nice move, but he will only gain of 2, but good job by Ballantyne not getting caught in the backfield.
I believe that was Braylon Rathburn. No, check that. Yeah, Braylon Joseph Sini.
Okay. Joseph
bringing the pressure, and I like that by Wesleyan. We got a man down. We'll take a pause here for that, and hopefully the young man's okay.
Yeah, that was the fellow that made the tackle. That's 77, Kevin King, a senior defensive tackle from Akron, Ohio. He looks like he seems to be okay. He's walking off on his own power, so that's good. So, I mean, it looked like he was going to get sacked in the backfield, and he gains 4 yards on that. Just great presence. I mean, he's a sophomore quarterback, Charlie. He feels that presence coming. He slides away from it, keeps his eyes downfield, and then tucks it and still gets 4. He would have got more. It was kind of a shoestring tackle.
Yeah, he's a very skilled athlete. He felt the pressure and moved away from it.
This time they'll try Carson Johnson up the middle. He'll try to run, and he is met in the hole. That is 7 for the Bishops.
Chris Burns come up and went chest to chest there and said, I'm not scared. Bring it on. And that's what you want to see out of your defense, you know. Get some swag, get some hard hits, and send a message like, hey, you know, we're not the best defense in the conference, but today we're going to bring some wood here for you.
Chris Burns Jr. from Grove City. So he picked up about 3, so now we got 3rd and 3 from the 43 for the DePauw Tigers. Ballantyne will fake. He's got a man in his face. He somehow gets the pass over. Can they make an open field tackle? And Jake Smothers says, yes, I can. He takes Carson Johnson down. Oh, but he gets the first down.
Yeah, that was a good open field tackle by Jake Smothers, and good pressure again by the Bishops. I like what they're doing. They're forcing the ball out of Ballantyne's hands a little earlier, and it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, be aggressive on defense. But how do you make that pass? Ballantyne made the perfect pass over the jumping defender right in his face, and hits Johnson in stride enough for the first down.
Well, they list Ballantyne as 6 foot, and he just looks taller than that to me out there.
He does. 1st and 10 from the 34. Ballantyne will take. He'll give it to Carson Johnson. He's got some room to the outside. Chris Burns, 7, takes him down, but not before he gets another 4 yards.
Yeah, well, what Ballantyne does that helps himself is he's very good on that fake, on that handoff, that RPO.
It takes his time, doesn't it?
It does, and it forces those linebackers to read it. And if you start guessing against Ballantyne, he's going to pick you apart back there. So.
Trying to freeze those linebackers. He's got 4 receivers in, 2nd and 6. He'll give it to Johnson. Big hole up the middle, 1st down and more. Again, Chris Burns has to make the tackle from his free safety position, but not before the gain of about 14 for Johnson.
You know, I was watching the DePauw offensive line group warm up earlier in pregame, and, you know, physically they're not the biggest line you've seen in the NCAA. But I tell you what impressed me about them, they flow, they move well, and they flow, and they have good technique. So you can see on this drive their blocking's been pretty excellent up front.
4 receivers again for Ballantyne. He'll give it to Whitehead. He'll go up the middle, make some great fakes, make some people move. He'll be close to another 1st down to the 6-yard line, and they are signaling that's a 1st down run for Whitehead. That is Caden Whitehead, senior running back from Indianapolis.
Caden Whitehead, probably a Colts fan who's going to probably put it on my Steelers tomorrow.
Yeah, Steelers are in trouble. The Colts have just been rolling everybody.
Yes, they have been. Good for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, good for Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, Ohio State fans, you saw enough of him when he was at Wisconsin, so he's a player.
You'd think his tread on his tires would be wore out, but, man, he just got re-gripped, so good for the Colts.
first and goal from the 6-yard line for DePauw. Ballantyne will give it to Whitehead. Big hole up the middle. He'll dive down to the 1-yard line, not almost in the end zone, but that'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and you can see the effects of this, a little weak on the back end where you got to give help and you can't really stack the box, and you're showing it. They're showing it on this drive that they're just getting chunks 4 and 5 yards at a time. So Wesleyan might have to make some adjustments here and
what are you going to give up, the run or the pass?
Exactly.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Ballantyne will give to Whitehead. He'll dive through to the left side, and then he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Caden Whitehead.
Yeah, that drive was a few passes, a few timely first down catch and throws, but for the most part, that was a statement drive saying, hey, we're going to run this football right down the middle, and Coach Watts will make, as soon as this defense comes over here, we'll have to make adjustments on that.
That was almost a 7-minute drive for DePauw, and just like you said, just passing, mostly running, but they did mix in some passes, and it was pretty effective, and just went right down the field.
And that's that Air Force offense you see with the shotgun and a sidecar.
So Matthew Berry will come out for the point after attempt, number 46 for the DePauw Tigers. The ball's down. Oh, it's mishandled. What are they going to do? The holder has it. He's rolling. There's nobody open, and he's going to just fire it, and it's not enough for the completion. He hits his receiver, 87. I believe that's Palmer, but Bishop's covered it well.
Hey, that's a little positive thing there. I forget the signal word when something goes wrong on snap like that.
Oh, crap.
But there was
probably fire, maybe?
Fire, yeah, it could be fire. But there was a delay, once they seen the snap wasn't handled right. There was a little delay in the backup plan. But either way, Bishops, we'll take it. We'll take anything we can get right here. 6-3 ball game, and, we're just down by a field goal here with our offense getting ready to take the possession here. But I like it, Steve. I'm liking it.
All right, that's 23 for DePauw. His name is Dominic Turner. He's the holder, and it was just kind of a low snap. He tried to do what he could with it. He couldn't do anything, so he rolled out. He was looking for Palmer Samuels for 87. He fired it to him. Pretty good throw, but the Bishops sealed him and kept him out, kind of boxed him out of the end zone.
Yeah, good job by the Bishops. Recognizing what was going on and covering that 2-point conversion. So here we go. All kind of fireworks early, Steve. I'm enjoying it. And we got a drone out here filming, so that's even better.
All right, here's the kick for DePauw. It'll be a deep kick over the head of Brian Hines Jr. That was a great kick. And let's see, I think that's 5. Yeah, that's Buddy Gomez, number 5. I guess he punts and he does the long kicking. Senior from Indianapolis.
Yeah, I don't know if Buddy Gomez wanted to do that. If he fears the Wesleyan return game. But
well, Quinn Strader, 3 for Bishops, has been pretty successful at times this year. So maybe they do just decide, let's just pin them deep and get our defense out there.
Yeah. Look for the Bishops to continue a little bit of the same they had success with on the last drive. That's a little RPO, a little throwing the football.
1st and 10 from the 25. C.J. Jackson takes a look to the sidelines. He's got 25. That's Devin Haley in the backfield with him. And he'll take the snap, fakes to Haley. He's going to look for a pass. Nobody there. He's going to run it. He's going to get to the 20. Oh, boy, they're going to mark him all the way back to the 22. So a 2-yard gain, even though he had about 5. But when you start to give yourself up, it goes back to where the slide is.
Yeah, I would like to see C.J. Jackson dive on that one and then get probably 3 more positive yards. But I'm not there with the 8 people ready to clobber me either.
No, it's right.
Positive yards. Yeah. Good job, CJ.
Just for the record, I would be the first one sliding also. I just throw it before I throw it straight up in the air.
Yeah.
All right, C.J. Jackson under some duress. He's got a man. There's Pillarelli, and he makes the catch at the 40-yard line. That was a tough throw.
Beautiful
for C.J.
job. DePauw brought pressure right in the face of C.J. Jackson. He knows his outlet. Was over here on the left side playing some kind of zone. He just kind of wung it. That looked like a backyard throw right there, and it was positive yards and a first down for the Bishops.
It was, but Pillarelli makes the great catch. So 1st and 10, Bishops are rolling out to the 40-yard line. Jackson will roll to
like
his right,
this.
fires
like
it across
this.
the middle. There's his man, Schrader. He's wide open in the middle. He'll get first down and more, about a 20-yard completion for Quinn Schrader.
Right, that's what I was talking about earlier, Steve, getting him rolling out and kind of giving him a chance. If nothing was there, he had open green field.
Jackson back to pass again. He'll roll to the right again. He's looking. He's directing traffic, and he'll just run out of bounds after a gain of, let's see what they'll give him. We'll give him about 3 yards on that.
That's plus yardage, and, he's a good athlete. C.J. Jackson, he can move. He wants to throw it, but obviously he can run the football as well. And when you add that dimension to your offense, that brings another defender into the box and opens up some more seams on the back end. So let's keep doing that.
So 2nd and 7 from the 37. DePauw with the 6-3 lead here in the first quarter. Time running out in the first quarter. 14 seconds to go. Jackson will take his time, and it'll be a quarterback draw. He'll get up the middle, and he'll get pulled down. It was a promising draw, but the defensive lineman grabbed him and got a hold of him.
Yeah, it's one of them, what I call like bear claw tackles. They grabbed his jersey and just a big guy bringing down a little guy. But hey, good first quarter for the Bishops, in my opinion.
I think so too, Charlie. I agree. That was 52 for DePauw. It's Chris Green, his sophomore defensive lineman for Indianapolis. So I'll just give you a quick recap on some of the scoring here. Bishops score first with 9:02 in the first quarter. Jake Walter hit the 22-yard field goal to go up 3-0. Then DePauw goes on a 7-minute drive, and Caden Whitehead runs it in. The point after attempt was no good, and that puts us at 6-3 here at the start of the first quarter. But the Bishops have the ball, 3rd down and 4 to go, and they're down to the 36-yard line. So the Bishops are, getting close to that red zone. It'll be interesting to see if they can pull it in again. Yeah, my name's Steve Geiger. I'm here with Charlie Beaver today. We are in Delaware, Ohio. Again, beautiful weather. It's about 55 degrees, light wind coming out of the north, but not much really, I think, would affect any kicking or passing out there. And again, if you're just joining us, DePauw 6-1 overall. Bishops coming in 2-5 overall. DePauw ranks in the top 15 in both of the D3 polls. So it's going to be a really tough game for the Bishops trying to match up, but they're off to a great start. And this is a huge play here, Charlie, from the 33-yard line, 3rd down and 4 for the Bishops.
Yeah, I mean, you can run the football, you can pass the football. It's just 4-down territory, in my opinion.
Let's see what the Bishops dial up. C.J. Jackson will take the snap, though. Actually run. Devin Haley will dive through the middle, and he only gets 2 yards there. So that'll bring up 4th and 2 from the 30, 4th and 3, actually. So they only give him a yard on that. They try to kind of catch him off guard with a run.
Yeah, so you see the offense is staying out there, so again, I like that rollout. C.J. Jackson, roll him out, let him do his thing out there, and maybe his legs can get a first down and keep his drive alive.
So I think it was kind of they had 2 plays called because they're gonna go for it here on 4th down. They're gonna give it to Haley. No, Jackson will pull it. He looks for Pillarelli, and it's knocked away. Great defensive play by DePauw, and then a turnover on downs. The ball goes to DePauw.
Yeah, good coverage by DePauw. They kind of snuffed that out. Jackson I think if he had to do it over again, he would have just kind of tucked the ball and just dove ahead and tried to get that line to gain. But easier said than done. A couple first half stats, Steve. Total offense, plays and yards. Wesleyan, 16 plays for 117 yards, 15 for 83 for DePauw. So, we talked about the offense for Wesleyan not being too darn bad. 4th in the NCAA. And they've shown they can drive the football. It's those 3rd and 4th down conversions that really makes a difference on a game like this.
So DePauw, after the turnover on downs, DePauw gets the ball at the 30, and they'll go for that jet sweep to the receiver coming across. The Bishops kind of have it snuffed out. He'll get about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, that handoff was a little high on the chest there, and you seen that ball wobble, and that would have been a good time to put the smack down on that number 2. I got a
Carson Johnson.
Carson Johnson, yeah.
So they move him around. He's in the slot a lot. He's in the backfield sometimes. You just don't ever know if he's going to be the running back or the wide receiver.
Yeah, he's kind of a flex player, right?
Yeah, Bishops were ready for that. So 2nd and 7, gain of 3 for Carson Johnson.
Bishop's defense needs to get stout right here and get this football back as soon as possible to the offense.
Scott Valentine taking his time. He's yet to connect with his brother, or I believe it's his brother. Valentine will fire it. He has got Lukowski, who just kind of knifes in front of the corner, breaks a tackle, picks up the first down and more. Leighton Lukowski on the reception. First down, DePauw.
Yeah, the Bishop's defenders are kind of going outside in, and you know, that's hard to defend because that receiver's already got a step on you. They may want to look at going inside out, forcing that defender to go to the outside towards the sideline.
Right, but again, we don't know what they see on tape. Maybe when he goes to the outside, he goes to the house. So
could be.
You never know. So big pickup for DePauw Tigers. First down from the Bishop 48-yard line. Valentine will throw again, and he fires it away. Whoa,
There's
man.
our guy.
Carson Johnson makes the tackle.
Smothers, right?
Yeah, Jake Smothers is bringing the heat today. What an open field tackle by number 2, Jake Smothers.
Yeah, Jake Smothers. The Smothers brothers. Tell you what, that's a formed tackle right there.
Yeah, sure was.
If you're tuning in here and watching that, that's how you wrap and drive. Perfect job, Jake Smothers.
Great catch by Carson Johnson. He turned and the ball was right there. So gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for DePauw Tigers. Bad snap. Valentine fires it again. There's Robbie Valentine. He catches it. He's got 10 or 15 yards before Jake Smothers can bring him down. First down for DePauw Tigers.
Yeah, just another nice pitch and catch by Scott Valentine. That time, too, we assume that's his brother. I'm sure it is.
Robbie Valentine. They get the same hometown, the same high school, so
yep.
Probably.
I'd say they've done that over the years thousands of times, Steve, and it shows.
Yeah, Scott Valentine has an interesting throw or motion. He kind of cocks it back and then fires it.
Yeah, it's not your conventional bring it to your ear and sling it. He's a wind-up. He's a baseball thrower.
1st and 10. He'll throw it again. Leighton Lukowski breaks some tackles again. That's number 7 on the reception. And they're going to give him about 2.5, 3 yards on that little pass.
These receivers for DePauw, Leighton Lukowski, Robbie Valentine, and company, I tell you what, they catch the ball and they're not afraid of the contact. You know, he took 3 shots there and got up, sprung up like a spring chicken.
With 17, Connor Stevens, freshman free safety, he makes the tackle. Here comes Valentine. He's got a man. That's Lukowski wide open. He fires. He gets the first down, makes a move, makes another move, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and they're going to say he gets into the end zone. Touchdown for DePauw.
Yeah, I think, you know, that previous play, all it did was get him fired up. And, man, great effort right there. And that's what you want out of your receivers, and makes your quarterback look good. The Bishops, we talked about open field tackling and, you know, rallying to the football. That time it was just the effort really wasn't that great there on the tackle. They had guys there. You got to bring that guy down or push him out of bounds. Touchdown, DePauw.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of form tackling on that play.
No.
Everybody was going for the knockout shot. So that'll bring out Barry for the point after. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Okay. Surprised they did not go for 2 there, but they're too early to chase points. Statement drive again by DePauw. That was more of a passing drive, so we've seen both sides of how they score. You know, they can muscle up front or they can sling the football, which makes for quite a task for the Bishop defense.
Now Valentine gets the ball out quickly too, and right on the money, and it's 7-10 yards right on the money, and then the receiver makes a move or two. And that time, I'd say Lukowski broke it maybe 3 tackles, and he took a huge shot right at the goal line, and just kind of took the hit and stepped into the end zone for the touchdown.
I'm very impressed by this DePauw receiving core. They haven't dropped any balls, and they've taken some shots, and you know, they run nice routes, but you know, Bishops need to just get the ball and go drive and score the football. Maybe we'll have a shootout today. Let's see.
So Buddy Gomez will kick the ball, senior from Indianapolis, for DePauw Tigers. Back deep for the Bishops is Schrader and Brian Hines Jr. And he will kick it deep, and that will go to Brian Hines Jr. deep in his end zone. He's going to bring it out, and he gets to the 10, the 15, and takes a huge shot and fights through, and he'll get knocked down at the 15-yard line. That was not Schrader back there. That was Austin Kozlau. A little extracurriculars outside of on the sideline there, Charlie.
Yeah, Brian Hines Jr. was still being tackled 5 yards out of bounds, and I'm surprised we didn't see a flag on that, but maybe not the greatest decision right there to bring the football out, but you know what? The offense is going to have to pick him up and move the football here and get it in the end zone.
So he gets it out to the 17-yard line. If he just takes the knee, it'll go to the 25. But you got to be aggressive if you're going to try to knock off a top 15 team.
He saw something maybe we didn't.
So DePauw has got, they got 3, 5, got 7 guys in the box there. They're ready. They're expecting run here. 10:46 to go the second quarter. 13-3, DePauw in the lead. Jackson will give it to Haley. He'll go to the outside. He makes a fake, makes another fake, takes a hit, goes down. Gain of about 9.5 yards. Nice 10 yards. They're going to give him the first down, Devin Haley.
Hey, nice job, Devin Haley. DePauw guessing pass. Right out of the gate, we saw that with their defense and good run by the Bishops.
Jackson will give it to Haley again, this time nowhere to go. Several DePauw Tigers were there. But how did 10 get in the backfield so quick, Charlie? That's Joey Rowland, linebacker. He just jumped right back. He was there across the line.
Well, that was a good guess, I'm guessing, or his he was called for a blitz in the A gap or B gap, they call it, and guessed right, and we didn't block him. And
Joey Rowland, a senior from
negative play.
Greenfield, Indiana. So it'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Bishops. They have no running backs. Everybody's out, 4 receivers. C.J. Jackson will take the snap, take his time, he'll fire it out. He hits his receiver, Josh Hurst, who then lets go the ball, and that'll be an incompletion.
Yeah, and these are the third down situations where the Bishops
don't want to be in.
They don't want to be in because you get one shot at moving these chains, and you know what that deadly offense is like for DePauw. So this is a big play here early in the second quarter for the Bishops. They need to convert. They need to find a way to get to the chains.
3rd and 9 for the Bishops. C.J. Jackson taking his time. 19, that is Giovanni Rufus in the backfield with him. Freshman running back from Columbus, Ohio. Rufus goes in motion. Jackson will take the snap. Here comes the defense. He rolls. He fires. He's got a man. There's Pillarelli. He makes the catch. He's going to make a move, and they're going to mark him at the 34-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, at first I thought he made the line to gain, but good defense by DePauw. Good effort by the Bishops.
It was a good rollout by Jackson
yes,
to avoid the pressure. They were in his face. And he does a great job on his rollout, but that'll bring the punter out. It'll be 4th and 2 from the 35-yard line.
Do you dare fake it here, Steve?
Hey, I can't hurt, right? Go for it. Be aggressive. 8:58 to go here in the second quarter. They'll go ahead and punt it away. Nice punt. And takes a DePauw bounce, and it'll be marked down right around the 36-yard line. So not a very deep punt. Didn't get a good roll. And DePauw has great field position.
Garrett Osborne, the long snapper, 5'10", 240. Covers up the punt. Good effort. Garrett Osborne right there.
Jake Walter, 34, the punter. So what other? Did you get any other stats there from the first quarter there, Charlie, that you noticed? Do you want to go over here real quick? We got 8:44 to go in the second quarter. Valentine only had 29 yards passing, but they had 64 yards rushing in the first quarter.
Yeah,
they kind of flipped that last drive, didn't they?
Yes, first quarter stats nothing stood out other than Wesleyan moved the football.
And they'll run. That'll be Whitehead. He'll go up the middle. Bishops are there. He'll gain about 3. Kind of runs into a wall. 33, Grant Johnson was there first for the Bishops.
Grant Johnson, good linebacker for the Bishops. He looks like a linebacker,
he
right?
Does, and he plays like a linebacker, Charlie.
He's got his hands full today because he has to help out that secondary a little bit, but he also knows that quarterback can hand off that football at any time to a running back running right to his gap.
Yep.
So he's a big key to this defense today.
2nd and 7, Valentine will pass. He's got a man. He fires it over the middle, connected. That is Ricciardi, and he will get enough for the first down after he runs and picks up extra.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen an incomplete pass yet. You keep waiting for a bad throw, a drop football, a tip ball. It just hasn't happened yet, and it needs to happen here pretty quickly.
Ricciardi, sorry, Frankie Ricciardi, 19. Was a little older guy. He just caught the ball on a cut across the middle there and right in stride again for a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 43. Bishops jump off sides. There's the penalty. Let's see if somebody drew him off sides. Ricciardi, 5'8", 180. Let's see what the officials say here. Was they drawn off sides or did they jump?
Oh, here comes the head linesman. He's going to probably say false start if he's taking his time and saying they were drawn off.
Let's see if you're right, Charlie. No.
Why would you even run up there if you just if it was an obvious call?
I don't even know.
That threw me off there, headline. Usually if we're going to talk about it, it's something out of the obvious that we saw Wesleyan jump off. But
maybe he wanted to make sure that maybe he thought the other guy had the false start. And he wanted to make sure. Nope. Well, here we go, 1st and 5. He'll fake the run. Valentine will pull. He'll fire it. There's Palmer's receiver. Samuels, breaks a tackle. He's got some room down to the 15, 10, 5-yard line, taken down by Chris Burns. That's Samuels, the receiver. What a nice RPO.
He's a big boy.
Palmer Samuels, 6'3", junior from Muncie, Indiana.
Ooh, he's a big boy, good target, and you better wrap him up. You're not going to arm tackle him. And DePauw's in the red zone again here, and unfortunately for the Bishop defense.
Well, not only is he big, Charlie, but I thought he was pretty fast, too. He caught that ball and he took off. It was a great job by Valentine to pull that out and fire it.
Looked like a young Tucker Kraft for the Packers. Just
he sure did.
Smooth.
Samuels did the rest. 1st and goal from the 9. Valentine will pass, plenty of time, fires it out for Robbie Valentine. And him and Jake Smothers fought. Boy, I thought it was pretty good defense, but the official throws the flag, and he will call pass interference against, he's looking at number 2. Yes, against the Bishops.
Yeah, kind of some face guarding, some contact. Either way, I would have been happy with. You could have did a no call there and called it an uncatchable ball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the Bishop defense, it's going to be half the distance here, and they're going to have to get real stout.
Half the distance. I think they went a little bit further than that. It was at the 9, and now it's at the 2.
Huh, that's
so
weird.
7 yards. Is it half of?
Half of 15?
No, it's not. I've never heard that
It's
call.
a half the distance, but hey, whatever.
What do we know? All right, so Valentine will take. He'll give it to Whitehead again, and he'll dive, and he'll jump, and he'll be in the end zone. Touchdown for Caden Whitehead.
Yeah, another touchdown for DePauw here. Bishop's defense, showing signs, first down, second down here, playing good tackling, but then they'll have a missed tackle and a busted coverage, and there'll be some big gainers there, and it puts them in a very vulnerable position here as DePauw tries to go up 20-3 here on this PAT.
To bring Matthew Berry out, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. And the ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So it'll be, like you said, Charlie, it started out promising for the Bishops, 3-0, but 20 straight points for the DePauw Tigers to take a 20-3 lead with 6:25 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, so, too early to get out of your game plan offensively. Defensively, you're going to have to kind of continue to tweak and change and do some different things because Valentine has got nice throwing lanes. He's got nice windows. His receivers seem to be wide open. So they have to do something different there. But offensively, you need to convert on some third downs and maybe be more aggressive on first down and open this thing up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that you called that correctly, Charlie, in the first, before the game started. You said the Bishops need to really kind of control the ball, really want to stay on the field and stay away from those third and longs, and they haven't been able to do that there in the second quarter so far.
Right. But, there's plenty of time. It's 20-3. They're down 3 possessions, and, we're not going to give up yet. We're going to keep fighting, keep battling. That's why we're called the Battling Bishops, right, Steve? And see if we can score here and get the energy back here. We had some good energy on that first drive.
There's a deep kick, and this time Barry will let it go way over his head. It go out of bounds and be for a touchback.
Yeah, I'd like to see C.J. Jackson get on that rollout a little bit here. And, I think that's when he's at his best.
So it'll be Bishop Hall at the 25-yard line. It's 6:25 to go here in the second quarter. The Bishops are down 20-3 to the DePauw Tigers. DePauw coming in the top 15 ranking in the country. And they are just loaded with seniors at every position. And not only do they have seniors at every position, you got talented seniors at every position.
Yeah, so you just wonder how good's John Carroll.
Well, we're going to find out next week. That's who the Bishops go on the road for, John Carroll. So we'll see. So 1st and 10, Jackson will take. He'll pull the ball. He'll look deep, but he'll fire it out. This is Kozlow. He'll catch it and get it out. He'll get about 10 yards there. Let's see where they mark him. Enough for the first down to the 36-yard line. Nice job by Austin Kozlow.
Right. Reddick Pillarelli went on the long route, and Austin Kozlow kind of went the short route. Pillarelli took the safety and opened up an easy pitch and catch here for C.J. Jackson.
Now look at the linebackers, how close they are to that line. I mean, they are loading the box. So Bishops will pass. He's got pressure. He throws it out. Somehow Kozlow catches it.
Nice catch.
Only gets 3 yards, but man.
We'll take 3 yards right there. Austin Kozlow, that's an NFL-type catch right there.
I mean, DePauw only rushed 3, and 2 of the 3 were in C.J. Jackson's face right away. He had no time. He had to fire that out there.
Bishop's right tackle, number 70, Merrick McDonald's got his hands full today.
Yes, he does. Well,
he's trying to hold the line right there for the Bishops.
So 2nd and 6 from the 40. No running backs. Jackson will pass. Oh, man. And Jackson wants to run, and he's going to throw it, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds again. Whew. Boy, 10 for DePauw, Charlie. I was just watching him. I wasn't even watching the ball.
Joey Rowland. That's the matchup I've been watching with him and McDonald. Joey Rowland, my goodness, 6 foot 195 is bringing the heat over there on that end.
Well, they do say, Charlie, low man wins. He got up under the pads of the blocker and just pushed that blocker back. C.J. Jackson had to run for his life, so that brings up 3rd and 6. Kind of like to see C.J. maybe just tuck it and try to get a couple yards instead of throwing it out. But 3rd and 6, here we go. Here comes the rush. Jackson's got a man. There's Josh Hurst. He's got it at the 40, and that'll be enough for the first down, and he's going to be gang tackled. Blow the whistles, officials. Good grief. But a big 20-yard pickup for Josh Hurst. Nice pitch and catch for the Bishops.
Number 2, now I can't pronounce his name, Tariq Jimo Oyeshigi. Got turned around back there, and of all the names I had to try to pick out to pronounce, he got turned around and left himself vulnerable. Nice pitch and catch here for C.J. Jackson.
No running backs again, 5 wides. Jackson back to pass. He'll step up. He'll fire it, and that's Kozlow again. And that'll give the Bishops another 5 yards. And that's pretty good. You can get 5 yards on that every time.
C.J. Jackson looks comfortable in this 2-minute offense. In my opinion, he says, you know what? I'm going to just sling it and play some backyard football here. He's got good receivers, and we talked about the Bishop offense pregame. They can put up points, and they have put up points, so they're not going to lay down here or put up a good fight against the DePauw defense.
So they're going to give him a gain of 4. Jackson taking his time. He's got 10 seconds on the play clock. And read the defense, 5 seconds on the play clock. And there's the snap. Here comes the rush. Jackson steps up. There's 10. And Jackson will be thrown down. But he'll pick up a couple yards, though. Yep. It's going to be close. It's going to be 3rd and 1. It's not a sack. It's a gain of a couple yards. Joey Rowland again in his face.
Joey Rowland is a senior from Greenfield, Indiana. I'll tell you what, he's got a high motor
Oof.
He is an Aiden Hutchison type, Jack Sawyer type motor, and well, he's playing his butt off out there, and he's really wreaking havoc.
Yeah, you might. I mean, they're only rushing 3, so you almost say maybe we need to slide a guard over and try to double team him or a running back. And luckily for the Bishops, Roland goes out.
Yeah, they brought him out, and he did not want to come out.
3rd and 1. Bishops will fake. There's Josh Hurst. He makes the catch, and that'll be enough for the first down. Great fake on the run.
Right, good timing route. C.J. Jackson and Josh Hurst. You can tell they practiced that and moved the chains here, and we're getting closer to this red zone where things tighten up, but I like the way Jackson's confidence has picked up here in this 2-minute offense.
Yeah, and it's been more than 2 minutes. They started at 6. So they've had the ball for 4 minutes, so that's one of the things you suggested. Possess the ball.
Yes.
Don't go 3 and out and drive, but now you got to get some points. 2:26 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the middle of the field, if you look, Steve, between these safeties, look for somebody to try to find some openings there.
And here comes the blitz. This time he gets some running back help. C.J. Jackson's rolling out. He fires it back across the middle, and Pillarelli makes the catch at the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
And they're going to move him back to the 19, actually. If he's at the 17, that'd have been a first down, but apparently not. So 2nd and 2, and Coach Watts is going to take his first time out.
Yeah. Good drive by the offense. I like what I'm seeing here. And, let's say you put up a touchdown here and hold them these last whatever is left and before halftime. 20-10 sounds a lot better than 20-3, right, Steve?
It sure does.
It gives you some hope here.
So I apologize. That was not a timeout. That's the 2-minute timeout. You and I grew up with a 2-minute warning, but they call it a 2-minute timeout now. So 2-minute timeout.
Okay.
So Coach Watts will have all 3 of his timeouts still. So here we go, 2nd and 1. And the ball is at the 19-yard line, not the 17 where I would have spotted it. But, yeah, if you go in, if somehow you can get a touchdown here, you're only down 20-10 at halftime. And I believe, I'm trying to remember if the Bishops started with the ball or not. They did not. Remember, DePauw went 3 and out, so Bishops get the ball to start the second half, too.
That's good. That's good factoid right there. I was trying to think of that myself, and Bishop's defense did go 3, got a good 3 and out and forced a punt, and we had a good drive that just ended in a field goal. So a lot's at stake here, and I like this down and distance. You might want to run it and try to get the first down and kill the clock, but the clock's going to stop on first down. There's a lot of good coaching tactics right here in this situation.
Devin Haley, running back 25, is in for the Bishops, so they have 2 receivers at the top. And the J.T. James, number 8, is tight end, is in the, what do they call that, the slot there? Or Jackson's going to try to run. Boy, I don't know if that was the right choice. We had Haley go to the left, and he tried to go to right and ran into a bunch of DePauw Tigers.
Yeah, it's almost like DePauw knew what was going to happen there.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Now that's a long 3rd and 3. You're going to have to throw the football here.
So they go from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
2-yard loss on the play.
This is where the shotgun, when you're 2nd and 1, wouldn't it be nice just get under center and do the push a couple times?
Quarterback sneak, anything.
Yes.
3rd and 3 for the Bishops. It's probably 4-down territory. Everybody's moving around. Jackson taking his time, looking over that defense. Clock running, 1:16 to go. He'll fake to Haley. Tries to fire it out
There's
there
our guy.
to Josh Hurst. And it is.
There's that guy, man.
I'm going to have to check his stats out, Charlie. We don't know Joey Rowland. But
Joey
after
Rowland.
Today, I know him.
Joey Rowland, if his parents are either here or they're listening, I'm sure that your son, grandson, is quite the football player.
He is. He's usually on the left side. That time he lines up on the right side, knocks the pass down.
Yeah.
And the Bishops are going to have to settle for a long, it's about a 38-yard field goal.
Yeah, they're trying to just.
And it's blocked. Nobody knows where it is. And the kicker gets it, and no points for the Bishops.
The Bishops were trying to make it a 2-possession game here, and that's the worst case scenario. You go from 2nd and 1 to a blocked field goal, and you don't want to feel like the wheels have fallen off the bus, but boy, them 3 plays right there advantage DePauw, and if you're Coach Watts, you have to find a way to rally the troops here a little bit to to get him back to feeling good. C.J. Jackson had a good drive, and you can see him on the sidelines shaking his head there a little bit like, man, that should end up in points, and it didn't. But it's okay. That's okay. You got to battle back here and hold them. Don't let them score here right before halftime.
So 1:11 to go. Ballantyne will take his time. He's got plenty of time. He's back to pass. He's going to run. He slides down. Ooh, late flag. It could be a holding. Let's see. That's in the area of holding.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that might have been the first time Ballantyne got any dirt on his uniform, Steve. He has had a clean pocket.
He's clean. And it is holding. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. I'm just checking Joey Rowland's stats on the years, Charlie. He's got 23 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 2 QBH, whatever that means. Is it quarterback hits?
Hits or hurries, yeah.
He's had about a bunch in this game. He's had more than 2 today.
He is. He got good sleep last night, I'm sure.
1st and 20. Ballantyne fires it out. There's Ricciardi. He's trying to get out of bounds. He won't get out of bounds. He won't get the first down, but he'll pick up 13.
I'm surprised they haven't called a timeout
here. They do have 2 timeouts. The clock's running 47 seconds. Maybe they want to see if he can get, and now they finally will take a timeout.
Yeah.
About 5 seconds, or lost about 20 seconds on that, just trying to decide.
Yeah. I'm shocked he didn't call it immediately.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 2, or 2nd and 2, because it was 1st and 15. No, it'd been more than 1st and 15 off the holding.
It should have been 1st and 20.
Yeah. But maybe it's from the spot.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
Yeah. Watch pro football, it's always 1st and 20, but that was not. But anyway, big pickup for Ricciardi, and it'll bring up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line. 40.8 is on the clock. I saw a bunch of time run off. I'm surprised they're not adding about 5 seconds.
Yeah, Coach Dietz, I'm sure he's going to get with the official here and say, hey, I motioned for that timeout at about the 52-second mark.
Yeah.
But you know what? We don't rewind or replay anything here.
Oh, hold on. We just got an announcement from the official that said, he said something to said add time. Let's see. Oh, they added 2 seconds. Okay. I'd added more. Say it again. He's trying to hand signal something. He's got the mic. Use the mic, bud. Here we go. Oh, maybe. There we go. 44 seconds. Okay, so they added about 4 seconds back on there.
Okay. That sounds about right. Shout out Judy Beaver if you're listening there in Guernsey County. Hopefully we're entertaining you a little bit today.
2nd and 2, Ballantyne back to pass. He fires it over the middle. There is 87, and that is that big tight end again. Makes a great catch. He gets about 20 yards, and here comes Palmer Samuels, and we got hurry up offense.
And the clock will stop, but once the ball spotted, it will take back off.
Boy, he just kind of on a straight up the field, and they fired in. Here they come again. Ballantyne, plenty of time. Finally, he's got a wide open man. He fires it out, but he just didn't get his feet set. He finally took a hit. And he didn't find the receiver, and that'll stop the clock.
That was kind of the first misfire I've seen out of him all day, and that was good to see if you're a Bishop fan, and kind of surprising if you're a DePauw fan. So, what do we got here, Steve? 2nd down and 10. Plenty of time.
We'll talk about Charlie on that straight seam route to Palmer Samuels picks up like 30 yards. And just dropped back, and he fired it to him right away, and now you're almost close to scoring time. 2nd and 10, Ballantyne back to pass, plenty of time. He's going to fire it deep, and Smothers is back there. That's not Smothers.
15 for the Bishops.
Is that 15? So he overthrows his receiver again. He was trying to hit Robbie Ballantyne, and he could not.
Like Colin Wayner.
Colin
good coverage,
yes,
Colin Wayner.
Great coverage.
Do not let that receiver get past you. You're in trouble. He's good textbook, and another misfire by Ballantyne, and he's 0 for 2.
Colin Wayner, a sophomore corner from Bellbrook, Ohio. So here we go, 3rd and 10. Valentine, plenty of time, fires it over the middle, intercepted. He overthrows his receiver, and here we go. Bishop's up to the 40, 45, 50, and 5 seconds to go, so not much time to do with, but a great finish. I believe, who was that, 21 that had that, Charlie?
I think so. 21 for the Bishops. I have to look at the roster here.
Ryan Keaton, a sophomore free safety from Wadsworth, Ohio. Boy, Valentine had a man, and he just completely overthrew it. So now the Bishops got 4.5 seconds to go.
So I don't know if Jackson's that guy that can throw it 50 yards, or they bring in somebody that has a stronger arm. We're going to find out.
Well, the DePauw is ready, so Bishops have a chance for only one play. So DePaul's got 3 defenders standing on the goal line. So the ball's spotted at the 49. What a great interception by Ryan Keaton.
Yeah, good job. That 0 for 3 Valentine, 3 straight bad throws, which he was sped up a little bit, and maybe we can build off of that.
So first down for the Bishops, 4 seconds to go. He'll fire to Josh Hurst across the middle. Get down, call the timeout, call the timeout. Yes. So, wow, 2-second play. Hurst takes the slant, about 15 yards. Now you're at the 32-yard line. If you were in the pros, you'd have a kicker that could make this. Oh, wow, look at that spot. Boy, they moved it back another 4 yards.
These spots have baffled me today.
Okay, all right. Okay. I was going to say me too. Okay. So that'd be a 53-yard attempt from there.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to do that. But still, now you're going to only have to throw it 35 yards and not 50 yards, Charlie. 2 seconds to go. So now probably only one play, right? 2 seconds. You can't get 2 plays, can you?
Yes, you probably can get a 5-yard out and hope your hometown clock operator gives you a little extra, and that happens in real life. So, but now they're probably going to just tell everybody to run to the end zone and do a jump ball, and you need a 6'7" Steve Geiger down there that just out jumps everybody and high points the football. And we've seen it before. This is not out of the realm of can't happen by no means. And hey, the good thing is there's a chance.
I'd like to know if I'm slouching, because the last time I checked, I was 6'8", Charlie. Come on, man. Don't jip me out of my inch. It's the only thing I got now.
Well, I've shrunk an inch on my last physical. I can't believe it, but I don't want to short you out of anything, Steve. But I'm sure they have a play called or a package for this jump ball.
Here we go. We got 4 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver on the top. And DePaul's going to rush 3-4 guys. Jackson in trouble. Here's Joey Rowland chasing him. He got away from him. He's got a lot of room. He's at the 20, the 10. He's got to make a move. 5, don't run out of bounds. He runs out of bounds at the 5-yard line after the siren goes off. And so what a run by Jackson to get it close.
Yeah, you see who was chasing him, right, Steve?
Well, he broke the tackle.
Yes,
Joey Rowland.
Did. Joey Rowland.
And he had a huge ton of open field, but then all of those guys standing on the end zone, there were about 5 of them, ran right at him and forced him out of bounds.
Hey, C.J. Jackson, in my opinion, played a good first half.
Yes,
I will give him that. And this Wesleyan offense that has shown that if they could just put it together, they can hang. It's the defense has got to make some adjustments and tighten up and change some coverages. But we seen, when the quarterback Valentine gets sped up a little bit or gets out of his comfort zone, he's not as accurate as we think he is. But, hey, it's 20-3 here at halftime, and if you're a Bishop fan, you don't leave yet, because it's not over by no means. And we get the football to start, and we need to come out and move the football and put some points on, and you never know.
And Bishops had their chances. They had a missed field goal, right? Didn't they? Yeah, they missed a field goal, and then they got the time expires. You're at the 5. One time they got to about the 35. They went for it on 4th and 2, didn't get it. But boy, DePaul's been as advertised, especially offensively and defensively. They're having a great half, 20-3.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to turn it over to the band and whatever else is going on at halftime, and we'll come back and bring you some stats and insight.
There we go. So I'm Steve Geiger. With me today, Charlie Beaver. We'll take a break. The Bishops down 20-3 to DePauw Tigers here at halftime from Delaware, Ohio. Alrighty, welcome back to Delaware, Ohio. My name's Steve Geiger. With me today is Charlie Beaver. We are at halftime in Delaware, Ohio. Beautiful day in Delaware. Whoa, slam doors. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Geiger. With me, Charlie. Charlie, Bishop's down 20-3 here at half. Any suggestions, hints? What are your observations for this Bishop football team?
Well, I mean, if somebody would have said, hey, you're down 20-3 at halftime, would you take it?
Probably.
You know, that tells me that the game isn't totally lopsided, and that with a few, you know, and watching the game, Steve, if you've tuned in and you watched it, you're like, it's 20-3. It could be 20-17. You know, real easy. It's not like it's a dominant performance and lopsided by one team. It's not. Bishop's, you know, we've talked about some adjustments. I think defensively, about the only thing you can do, it looks like the Bishop defense is playing his zone. And that's what you play when you feel like you're outmanned. You know that as well as I do in basketball. If you don't match up man-to-man, you have to play a zone. I'm challenging my secondary. I'm playing a man-to-man against these three good receivers and tight end, and I'm going to pick out and find who's not getting the job done, whether it's physically or mentally. That's what I'm doing defensively. We'll see. Offensively, just stay consistent. Just try to convert on them third downs. Keep doing what you're doing. C.J. Jackson is throwing the football around. He looks very comfortable doing that. So.
Yeah, if you look at the real stats, Charlie, Valentine has 180 yards passing. C.J. Jackson 177. So total offense, DePauw 242. Ohio Wesleyan 231. So offensively, stats we match up. We just don't match up on the scoreboard yet. Just a couple of plays here and there, keeping us off the scoreboard.
Right. This drive is very critical. If you're the Bishops, you definitely got to get points on the board. You know, the end of that second half, they were trying to make it a two-score game and go for a field goal, which I don't blame them on that. Unfortunately, it got blocked, but their defense held up. You got to drive the football down, and then you never know.
All right, here's Buddy Gomez. He'll kick it deep. Brian Hines Jr. is waiting for it at the 1-yard line. He'll receive the ball, get it out to the 10, 15, 20, runs into a wall. He'll be taken down inside the 20-yard line. Great special teams from the DePauw Tigers.
Yeah, Brian Hines Jr. kind of started tippy-toeing around the 15, and that's where the defense collects. And, we've got bad field position to start, but it doesn't seem to be a problem for the offense. They know how to move the football right now.
Bishops have done a nice job. I'll tell you, we don't have stats. Well, yeah, we do have stats. Joey Rowland's done a great job. They only credit him for 4 tackles here, but my goodness, he has been everywhere. Number 10 for the DePauw Tigers on defense has just been giving C.J. Jackson fits.
Yeah, Joey Rowland, he's a stud for sure.
Yes, he is. So 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll fake the handoff. Jackson back to pass. He's in trouble. He'll fire it deep. He's got a man. There's Filarelli at the 38, 39, 40-yard line. 20-yard pickup on 1st down. Not bad for C.J. Jackson.
Yeah, and he was staring down a defender coming right at him. I'll give him credit. Stood in there and had a nice 20-plus yard completion.
Yeah, I would just drop the ball. Just take it. They'll give it to Devin Haley up the middle. He'll try to take it. Oh, my goodness. I believe that was, let's see, Joey Rowland was the guy down low that picked his feet up and carried him backwards. He had a little bit of help, but that was all number 10, Joey Rowland.
Giving him the business there a little bit. He's a player. He's fun to watch. And,
it is fun to watch.
The Bishops have to match his energy there on that right tackle position, tight end. They're bringing a tight end over to help chip a little bit, I think.
So they'll give him Devin Haley a yard on that. 2nd and 9 from the 40. C.J. Jackson will pass this time. He'll fire it out. Throws it behind Josh Hurst. And there's a late flag. There you go. Yeah, I agree on that. Josh Hurst was trying to get back to the outside, and the defender was holding him from getting him to the ball. And let's see if they call it what I saw. And they're going to say holding against the DePauw Tigers, which is the correct call.
Yeah, the linesman, he wasn't sure about what was going on. He's watching more of the ball placement. The back judge said, yeah, there was a hold. So is that automatic 1st down, Steve, I assume?
I think you're right, Charlie. Yeah, they're going to move it all the way out to the 50. So either way, it's a 1st down.
Yeah. It was definitely a miscommunication by Jackson and and Josh Hurst out there. But he's got one-on-one out there. Look for him to take a shot.
There you go. 1st and 10 from midfield for the Bishops. On the move again, 13:50 to go. Bishops down 20-3. Jackson will fire it. There's a nice catch. Come back to the ball. You like that from your receivers. Not sure who that is. It'll be a gain of 5. He got swarmed immediately, so we couldn't see. That's Quinn Schrader. Quinn Schrader always does a great job coming back to the ball.
Yes, he does. Owen Russell won the coverage. Number 0, and just kind of was outmanned right there. A nice pass by C.J. Jackson.
That is actually Owen Rosell, is the way that's pronounced, Charlie. Just
my apologies.
Yeah, we don't want Owen coming up here to talk to you. I can't help you. 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Owen Rosell.
And fake to Haley. He'll throw it to Schrader. He'll catch it at the 45. Tries to get a block. No block there. And it's Joey Rowland again. Well, how's he over there? He's everywhere, Charlie. He just defeated the block and picked Schrader up and slammed him down for no gain.
Well, they move him around. He's kind of an outside linebacker, inside linebacker, defensive end.
He's covering the receiver out here, too.
That's kind of what some defenses call it, like a monster flex position. He's 6 foot 190, so he can play inside and out, and he's definitely a good player.
3rd down and 4 for the Bishops. Jackson in shotgun. He's back. He's got time. He's looking. He doesn't have anybody, and he fires it over the middle. I think it was going for Schrader, but Pillarelli jumps up, grabs it, but it'll still be a 1st down.
Yeah, I was looking at Schrader and thinking, man, that's going to be a nice gainer. But hey, either way, it's a 1st down. Jackson, good decision there. He had room to run too if the passing game wasn't there.
Pillarelli just showing some vertical. He had more vertical than you or I ever had. Jumped up and snagged that ball out of the air. Picks up the 1st down for the Bishops at the 37-yard line. Bishops on the move again. Bishop offense has looked good today. Just haven't been able to put up points in the red zone yet, other than a field goal early. Jackson back to pass. He's got time, and now here comes the pressure. He'll fire it. There's Kozlo tries to do a one-hander but can't pull it in.
Yeah, Jackson, he's putting his hand up like, hey, that's my fault. I had you. When you're a shorter quarterback, a smaller, and throwing off your back foot, you're automatically going to get an arcing ball. And, he needs to step through or throw in a forward motion. But here we go, 2nd down.
But again, he is under some duress.
Yes, he is.
Here comes the pressure again. He'll roll out of that to the 40. He'll fire it, and, he had Kozlo there. He just threw it. He fired it away from Kozlo into the out of bounds.
Yeah, just run it. Get your 5 yards.
Right.
And move on. Jackson needs to learn that. We've seen it times today. I get it. He's a quarterback. He wants to throw the ball. But positive yardage is a big deal when you're playing a team like DePauw.
That's for sure. And especially when you're inching closer and closer to the red zone. All right, 3rd and 7. Big play here for the Bishops. Actually, 3rd and 10. Sorry, Charlie. 3rd and 10 from the 37. Let's see what the Bishops can draw up. And Jackson will take that snap. Here comes the pressure. He'll step up. He's being chased by Rowland. Steps out of the Rowland tackle. He'll get down to the 30-yard line. So 4th and 3. Bishops probably got to go for it. Oh, they're going to work him back 2 yards. My fault.
I thought he was within a yard of the line to gain.
But now it's 4th and 5. Good grief. I mean, you and I have been watching a lot of football, Charlie. We consistently are 2 yards off. It feels weird.
Maybe it's this press box has got different windows in it that's throwing us off. But hey, if he, here we go. This is big. This is a huge 4th down for the Bishops.
It sure is. 4th and 5 from the 32. Jackson's got no running backs. 4-man rush in his face, and it knocks down the ball. And Jackson was pointing. He thought there should have been a flag, but no call.
Yep. Bishops have sputtered in between the 50 and the 30. That's the 2nd time now.
Well, he tried to step into it, and someone hit him as he was throwing, it looked like.
Yep. Oh, boy. A promising drive ending in no points again, and turning the ball over to the DePauw offense is not the formula for victory. But the defense is going to have to make adjustments here, and I'm assuming that they have. I see a number 7 out there for Ohio Wesleyan. It's
That's Chris Burns Jr., 7 on defense.
Chris Burns.
Not Jr., just Chris Burns.
Chris Burns looks like he's up for the challenge. He's playing a safety position here.
Valentine tried to pass, but he'll run instead. He'll slide. Let's see if they move him back. This guy's moving, but the far guy, all right, now they're going to move him back a little bit, but he'll get a gain of about 5.
Yeah.
Looked like he wanted to fire it right away, but his man was covered, so he just tried to run instead.
Yeah. Number 30 up at nose tackle for the Bishops. So we'll find his and Vincent Edichico, right?
Yep.
Vince Edichico trying to get some pressure on Scott Ballantyne.
2nd and 5, they'll run up the middle. Not much there. It looks like Carson Johnson, but he's still fighting, and it's just a battle, there's a war in there. Everybody's just taking a shot at everybody. Give him 2 yards, and it was Carson Johnson.
Yeah, big third down defensive stand here for the Bishops, and let's see, let's see if they bring a couple backers up the middle to pressure Ballantyne there, getting right in his face, and have them cornerbacks kind of man up and take away that line to gain and see what happens.
So
here.
3rd and 3, what do you do if you're DePauw, Charlie?
Oh.
Boy, that slot receiver is uncovered right now.
They've never had a problem yet figuring it out. Ballantyne's a good, accurate passer.
He'll fire it over to Robbie Ballantyne. There's some pressure. Colin Wayner with the coverage. No flag.
Yeah, who was the pressure by, Steve? I missed that number. Is that Edichico or is that number 90, 30?
Might be 40. Jack Novak's usually back in the backfield.
Yeah.
So, wow, Bishops get a 3 and out.
There we go. You noticed the coverage right there, Steve, on that short pass.
There you go. You got to get up there and pressure. Good job by Colin Wayner.
Yes.
And Robbie Ballantyne wanted the call but didn't get it. Bishops have done a good job on him. I don't think it says no catches here.
I thought he had one in the first half.
I did too, but
maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, almost blocked on the punt. It's a low punt. Quinn Schrader back. He'll recover it on the bounce, and he'll get swallowed up. But almost blocked. That's Buddy Gomez did a great job of kicking it out of there. I don't know how it didn't get blocked.
I'll tell you what, great job by the Bishop defender. He did not get the block, but he was smart enough to avoid the contact. And you see a lot of times in football.
Especially if you watch Cleveland Browns. Just run right through that punter. You don't get the ball, just take the punter out. I might as well. If you're going to get 15, just get all of it.
We apologize to all Browns fans out there, but Steve is right. You're either going to get the ball or you don't make contact. There's no gray area there because you will extend the drive and get a penalty right there, and that's a backbreaker for your defense.
1st and 10 for the Bishops at the 20. Jackson back to pass. He fires it out, and he'll be swallowed up. I believe that's Pillarelli. He gets thrown down. So on that punt block attempt, Charlie, that was 36, Jaden Jackson, freshman cornerback.
Good job by Jaden Jackson.
From
good technique.
Dublin Scioto to not draw the play. But bad job by the Bishops. No gain on that pass out to Pillarelli. He got picked up in ragdoll.
The Bishops have kind of went to that little short sideways passing game, and I tell you, DePauw will slowly start taking that away. The Bishops will have to start exploiting the middle of the field.
That was one of the 4th down passes that they tried where it got knocked down. They get their ends in so quick and try to knock that. They almost got knocked down. Bishops probably wish it would have. But no loss, 2nd and 10. Jackson will pass again. He's got a man right there across the middle. Too late. He's going to get hit from the backside, and he's going to throw that interception. Here comes the return. Big number 2 gets it back to the 15. He was under pressure, and he fires the interception, and that is, we're going to.
That's that name that's very tough to pronounce, but man.
Tariq Jima Ayashiga. Tariq Ima Ayashiga. Boy. Whew. He can run, too. He can snag that ball out of the air, and he was gone.
He's a linebacker, and he just kind of dropped back in coverage, and Jackson.
He was under pressure again, but he's been under pressure all game. That's his first turnover.
That's kind of his first real mistake today, and you hate to see it happen down here in the red zone. And Bishop defense backs against the wall here. Let's see if they can, tighten up and at least make him kick a field goal.
1st and 10 for DePauw at the 15-yard line. Ballantyne rolls to his right. Plenty of time, man wide open. There's Robbie Ballantyne. There's the touchdown for the DePauw Tigers.
Yep. It's just like a little seam route. He goes to the post and breaks it off. Beautiful pitch and catch, and it's like the Bishop defense was not ready at all for that. And
nobody around. He was wide open. I think I could have caught that if I was. But I mean, Robbie Valentine, much better than me, makes the catch.
And how many times do you see that after a turnover, Steve?
Yep.
Just a quick strike, and then you're deflated as a team and mentally. You got to find a way to compete right here.
Right. So you were 23. You were kind of in it. So here's Barry to make for the point after kick. It's up and it is good. So that'll make the score 27-3.
Yeah, that was just a nice pitch and catch, like we said, by the Ballantyne brothers.
How did he get so open? It was a simple route. There was nobody around.
Yeah, the safety thought he was going to go inside. And the receiver says, well, if you're taking away inside, I'm going outside. And that was actually a beautiful pass. It's
really
a touch
was.
pass.
It was
you don't have
right on the money.
You don't have much room for error when you're going towards the pylon. So, oh boy, we got 27-3 here. A lot of football left. We'll start looking for positives. I mean, if you're Coach Watts, you never think your team's out of it. But you look for little small victories, positive things out of your offensive line, out of your quarterback, out of your receivers, and you find out who's going to play hard for 60 minutes in these situations.
Yes, you do. Buddy Gomez will kick for DePauw. And, I mean, plenty of time, and the offense has been humming. It's just like you said, Charlie, they get to about the 30 of DePauw, and they just kind of stall out.
Yeah.
But up until the 30, the Bishop drives have been great.
Yeah, they're actually very entertaining and productive.
So Gomez will kick it way over Costello's head. That landed on the end line. What a kick by Gomez. I mean, if that's the goal, he did it, right? I mean, he hit the back of the end zone.
These kickers these days are amazing how strong their legs are. I don't know if it's from weight training or inflated footballs. You've heard all kind of weird things of why people can kick farther these days. It never used to be like that.
No, you could barely get 40 yards, but didn't you kick in high school?
I kicked off with one of them big steel-toed shoes that was square on the end, and that was awful.
How far did it go?
Oh, not like that. If I could get it to the 15 or 20, I was happy, and I can't remember where we kicked off from back then. But it was nothing like today.
No. So Devin Haley will try the middle. He'll get a good 5-yard run up through the middle before he's taken down on first down.
Right. A kicker back in the day, Steve, that would kick in the end zone, he was going to get a scholarship somewhere.
That's right. That's
exactly seriously, right. All jokes aside, now it's just normal.
I don't know what, like you said, Charlie, it is something has changed because then even the NFL are kicking 60-yard field goals now. And I don't know. Is it training or is it the ball or all the above or something?
It's hard to tell.
2nd and 5 for the Bishops. They'll move it forward, actually, 2nd and 4. C.J. Jackson will drop back to pass. Here comes Rowland. He didn't see him, but he rips it out of there. Nice cut by Coslow. He stepped inside of the defender to make the catch. Austin Coslow, great move.
Coslow, did a great job of disguising that the ball was coming to him.
Yeah, the defenders didn't know.
Yes. And
C.J. Jackson took a hit again.
2 to hold on to that football. Nice ball, C.J. Jackson. Here go the Bishops.
Devin Haley will they're not even set with the chains on the far sideline, but the Bishops are always on the hurry after a first down pickup. So Haley will let's wait to see the chains set, about 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, do you know in the pros there's no more chain gang, Steve? Is that accurate? Is that accurate information I'm giving you? It's more of a digital.
Right, but they still have the chains over there, but it's still digital.
Okay.
Or it's I don't know.
I think the days of the old guys and the chain gang are slowly dying out.
Well, that'll be okay because those guys sometimes they get wiped out on the sideline. 2nd and 4, C.J. Jackson will run. He's got room. He gets tripped up from behind. Joey Rowland again pulls him down before he can pick up the first down. What a play by Joey Rowland.
Yeah, Joey Rowland and our man number 0, Owen Roselle. He's played a nice game, too, at that inside linebacker. And Tariq, number 2, his name's too tough to pronounce sometimes for DePauw.
Player, though.
They have a great all-around football team, and they are set to make a deep run in this NCAA tournament. I do believe.
Yeah, there's just not any weaknesses that I see. So it's 3rd and 5. Jackson back to pass. Looks left, looks right. Here comes the pressure. They hit him in the face. He throws for Kozlow. He makes the catch.
No way.
How is there no flag? You cannot hit the quarterback in the face. Oh, there is a flag. All right. But Kozlow makes the catch, so it doesn't matter. What a catch by Austin Kozlow.
That is amazing concentration. Austin Kozlow down there with a toe tap.
Half the distance. All right, they do call the hands to the face on the quarterback after the play, so they'll give them. They look like they're at the 7, so they should move it to the 3.5. But what do you and I know? We've been wrong all day. They'll probably take it to the 1. No, half the distance. That one is half of the distance, so they actually take it to the 4. They could have taken it to the 3.5.
Yeah. Do you have who did DePauw play last week? Was it Kenyon maybe?
Give me a minute. I'll look for it. I got it here somewhere in the stack of papers, Charlie.
Well, my point is that DePauw went up big time against their last opponent.
The ball, the Bishops will try to run. Roselle is there, slams him down. Number 2 is there, slams down Devin Haley for a gain of 2.
But DePauw jumped out to a huge lead and then let their opponent come back with like 3 or 4 straight.
It was actually Denison.
Okay, 3 or 4 straight touchdowns, and turned out to be a close football game.
Yeah, Denison pretty good this year. They are 3-2 in the NCAA, but it was a 35-28 win for DePauw last week. All right, Bishops are on the doorstep, 2nd and 3 from the 3. Can they get that elusive touchdown they've been trying for? Jackson will throw. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. Oh, what a great deflection. The ball was just a little bit late, and the defender had a chance to knock it away.
You'd love to see that receiver migrate to the football and take that split second away from that defender's hand.
That is 7. Connor Riley breaks it up. He's a freshman defensive back. He got there and knocked that ball out of there. And it looks like somebody's going to take a timeout. Is that what we got here?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We got a limping player on the field. But my point is with DePauw, if they have any chink in their armor, what I've seen in studies that they get these nice leads and then they go into some kind of a laid-back prevent mode. I shouldn't say laid back, but they will let teams move the football. All college teams do that. You notice more and more. When you get that big lead, you go into a semi-prevent, and it just gives teams a chance.
Well, you could even say, Charlie, if you look at the halftime stats, the Bishops had 242 yards of offense, 180 passing. So maybe past the defense could be a slight weakness. I mean, they've only given up 3 points, so we're just kind of nitpicking a little bit.
Not taking anything away from them, and the Bishops have struggled right in these situations to score.
4:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Bishops 3rd and goal from the 4. He'll fire it over, and it'll be intercepted. Interception for the Bishops. He did drop the ball, but the ref had already made the call.
Wow.
C.J. Jackson was trying to hit Kozlow in the corner, and the officials are talking about, do we want to do anything? And they're like, no, let's just go to dinner.
Well, I don't know if they can review this.
Well, they certainly...
I doubt it.
And, wow. So
that's deflating again.
So, Charlie, the defender was on the inside, and the pass was to the inside. Kozlow had no chance to get that ball.
Well, way back in August when you start doing defensive drills, especially with defensive backs, you work on that one-on-one fighting for the football, 50-50 football mentality. That was excellent coverage. Kind of a tight window. Probably shouldn't have threw it there, but they won. DePauw won just when we were trying to knock. I was trying to knock on their defense. They just showed what they're all about.
Yeah, I did not get a number on the interception. We'll get that for you later, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for that. So that gives DePauw the ball 1st and 10 on the own 20. Ballantyne back to pass. He'll roll right. Plenty of time. Wide open. Robbie Ballantyne at the 40 makes a cut to the 45. Gain of 25 yards. Ballantyne again, Charlie, wide open.
Yeah, just kind of too easy. I mean, if you're the Bishop defense, that's too easy for him just to kind of. He's just barely rolling out at a slow rollout and just.
So he's in the slot. Looks like he's matched up with the Bishop safety. But he must be making some great moves out of that slot because he is wide open. Bishops are going to blitz. Here picked up. Ballantyne fires it across. This time Robbie Valentine on the slant instead of the deep out, and he picks up another 20 yards. So Valentine, maybe his older brother, talked to him at halftime and said, "Hey, bud, throw me the ball."
That's exactly what happened, because the last 3 footballs have been to his brother, and maybe he'll
timeout here on the field. Let's see what the officials.
Timeout.
The chain gang's all tied up over there.
Well,
they're
we
tangled.
go. We've talked about the mishaps of being in the chain gang, and that can happen. But Valentine, he's been running wide open all day. It's just his brother hasn't thrown it to him because the other receivers have been wide open as well. And get up on him maybe a little bit and make a move, instead of just running your route. That's my own opinion.
Well, the corners are up on the receivers, but they're just he's in the slot. He's in the slot, so he does not have man-to-man coverage, and they're giving him a 10-yard cushion in the slot, and he's too good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like we talked pregame, second-team All-American last year. So.
1st and 10 from the 38, and that time Valentine was looking for Valentine, but Robbie was not ready for the ball.
Okay, hey, there we go. Second down.
And they're having words, not bad words. They're just talking to each other, saying what they each saw.
Yeah.
You got any older brothers, Charlie?
No, I'm the oldest of 5, so I can't.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. I that would have been neat to have an older brother. That would have been kind of fun. Do you?
Oh yeah, I got an older brother.
Okay.
He's a year older. He enjoyed pummeling on me. All right, second and 10. They'll try the run. That's Johnson. He'll get about 8 yards. Valentine somehow got knocked down. He looked at the official and said, "I handed it off. I shouldn't get touched."
First time he really had contact on himself today. Bishops, at least they're trying. They're shooting some backers in, some safeties, doing something different here, and maybe getting him out of rhythm like we seen at the end of the second half. And you never know, maybe get a turnover here, Steve. That's what we need more than anything.
Well, I thought Carson Johnson had about 8 yards, but they'll move it back a couple and only give him about 6.5. So it's 3rd and 3.5 for DePauw. Oh, Bishop's jumped again. There's multiple flags. That'll be an automatic first down. Offsides on the Bishops.
Yeah. No, that's the second time we've seen Scott Valentine go to a hard count, we assume, because there was multiple Bishops.
You always wonder, like
off.
on that hard count, sometimes that center will flinch real quick, or the head bob on the quarterback. See, that's what they're talking about right now. Did someone bob a head or flinch to make the Bishops jump? All the Bishops are pointing.
You know how we guessed last time, and
right. Wish we don't have instant replay up here. It would be nice to see.
Yeah, you're exactly right. All it takes is a flinch from that hand on that center. But to me, it was all quarterback related with his voice.
Long conversation. The official's ready to say false start.
Wrong again.
0 for 2, Charlie Beaver.
Wow.
Somebody moved and made all of the.
That's great.
That's good because every defender on the Bishop line came across. Coach Dietz is not happy. He's yelling at that head official.
Yeah. He said, "You let that guy talk you into that call." And, you're exactly right, Steve. It just takes a flinch, and, we can't hardly see that up here. But good job by the Bishop line to react to that and move him back.
Good job by the officials, all 3 of them talking and presumably making the right call. 3rd and 9. Valentine dropped the back. He's just standing there. Now he'll rip it, he'll fire it, and he'll overthrow. And he's looking for Lukowski. Nice. Great coverage by Colin Wayner out there on the sideline.
Colin Wayner using that sideline as the second defender, and that's great. That's that inside-out coverage, Steve, where you use that sideline as a defender. And, it's rare to see Valentine throw a bad football, but he really didn't give his receiver much of a chance there. So that'll bring up a big 3rd down. Or is it 4th down?
It is 4th now, 4th and 9, and they're going to leave their quarterback out there.
Okay.
Again, we were talking, usually when a quarterback gets the ball, he takes a couple steps back. Valentine, right where he catches it, he sets up and he fires.
Yeah.
He does not back up out of the shotgun. 4th and 9, big play. Valentine will stand in there. He'll think about running. He'll roll to his right. He fires. He's got a man. First down, and it was tight coverage, and that was Looks like 87 for DePauw.
Big tight end. We've seen him catch multiple balls in the first half.
And Palmer Samuels.
Yeah, Palmer Samuels, 6'3", big target. Unfortunate fourth down conversion for the Bishops. They had him. They had pressure on him.
Yeah.
They had him on the move, and
But he doesn't panic.
No, he does
Valentine
not.
just took his time. He stepped up. I thought he was going to run for it, but he stepped up and slid, waited for his receiver to get open, and he got 1st and 10. He'll fire it again. This time there's Robbie Valentine. He makes a man miss, keeps running. He's to the 5. He's pushing down to the 4. Boy, he jumped right over the tackle. And, man, Robbie Valentine's having a great second half.
Yes, he is.
No, third quarter. He's having a great third quarter. We're still in the third quarter, Charlie.
Yeah, DePauw definitely exploiting that 10-yard cushion that Bishops are giving him out of respect or scheme or whatever. But good catch and run there, and it's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
First down for the DePauw Tigers from the 3-yard line. Valentine will in the shotgun and he gets a hit. He finally got hit, and it makes him throw the ball away. Kevin King, 77, comes up, puts the big hit on him.
Hey, Kevin King got the big club arms up, and man, that's the first time we've really seen the violent pressure up the middle, and must have been either a good scheme or a bad block by the offensive line, who's done an excellent job for DePauw today. Either way, Bishops will take it. That brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal, and they're actually at the 4-yard line, not the 3, excuse me. New running back for Seth Menser, number 3, senior running back, is in for DePauw. Valentine is going to pass. He's going to run. He's in trouble. He's going to get hit. Grant Johnson was there first, and he runs into a wall of Bishops.
So far, good defensive stand by the Bishops. And,
sure is.
We like to see that. You know, we talked about looking for positives when things are kind of not going your way, and when you like seeing this out of your defense, putting up a fight.
So multiple substitutions. Here you go. 3rd down from the 4-yard line. A couple extra tight ends come in. Got Leighton Lukowski on the near side and Robbie Valentine up at the top.
Yeah, they move him all over the place, don't they, Steve?
And they move that tight end, too. Palmer Samuels is moving around as well.
And Palmer Samuels, a big target in the red zone here. Look for him to.
Valentine goes in motion. It is man coverage. And Valentine steps back. He fires it into trouble. It gets deflected, but Leighton Lukowski is the lucky recipient, whatever you want to say. He catches it off of a deflection in the back of the end zone. Touchdown for DePauw.
Good teams, things just seem to go their way.
Sure
you know
does.
what I mean? That was good defense, good pressure, kind of a misfire. And
they had Robbie Valentine triple covered,
Yep.
but nobody was standing in the back with Lukowski, who says thank you very much off of the deflection. And touchdown for the Tigers. That'll bring out Matthew Berry for the extra point. Kick is up, line drive.
I think he missed it.
And he did miss it, Charlie. Good
Looked
call.
like he pulled that a little bit. Matt Berry started the game with a missed snap, you know.
Yeah, well,
that wasn't his
fault.
fault.
Yeah, he never got a chance to kick it. The holder couldn't get the ball down.
And he pulls that one a little bit. He'll have to work on that a little bit. But, hey, 33-3. What an odd score.
Yeah.
16 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bishops still fighting. They're still battling.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll give them
that was a great job there of coming up and triple coverage on Valentine. Normally you're okay leaving your man if whoever left Lukowski there, but it just deflects right into his hands.
Yep, everything's going DePauw's way, you know, especially when you see stuff like that.
It sure is. So Bishop's down 33-3, but I mean, it has been, again, I mean, there's probably, Bishops have stalled, I would say 4 times, right around the DePauw 30-yard line, which could have been extra points and make it a lot closer. I mean, the game's been a lot closer. And when we check out the stats, I'm sure the stats will say the same thing. Is stat-wise, the Bishops have hanging in there, but just haven't been able to score. So Gomez will nub it this time. It'll hit the ground, And Kozlow lets it bounce over his head. It's a lucky bounce for Kozlow.
Yeah, that's a tricky. If that thing hits any part of his body at the one.
Or pops straight
up. Yeah, he's kind of in a bad situation there, but it went his way, and the Bishops will have it 1st and 10 around the 25-yard line. Continuing to work on moving the football. C.J. Jackson, he's shown signs of being really accurate, and he's shown signs of, getting flustered a little bit back there.
Yeah, he is forcing a little bit more, but you can kind of understand when you look at the score.
Absolutely.
Bishop ball at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. Man in motion. Jackson will roll. Now he'll run, and that is not going to work.
Yep.
He is easily pulled down for a loss there.
Yeah, kind of an odd play call there to end the third quarter, but we're going to get some stats and just see how even the yardage is compared to what the scoreboard is, Steve, more than anything.
Yeah, that's 54. DePauw, Cole Blake, a defensive lineman, the easiest tackle he'll ever get. He just nobody blocked him. He slid through and then yanked down C.J. Jackson. So that's the end of the third quarter. Bishop's down 33-3. I'll recap some of the scoring. Bishop's got the first points on the board with 9:02 in the first quarter. Jake Walter hit a 22-yard field goal. Things were looking good for the Bishops. It was 3-0. They've been outscored 33-0 since then. Also in the first quarter for DePauw, Caden Whitehead, a 1-yard touchdown. Second quarter, 10:55 to go, 21-yard pass. Scott Valentine to Leighton Lukowski. 6:25 to go in the second quarter, a 2-yard run by Kate Whitehead. So it scores 20-3 at halftime. Bishops were in there again. They had multiple chances to get points on the board, but just kept stalling right around the 30-35 yard line. You go to the third quarter again. The third quarter, all the DePauw Tigers. 8:28 to go in the third quarter. Scott Valentine finds Robbie Valentine for a beautiful 15-yard touchdown pass in the back corner of the end zone. And then a fortunate bounce for DePauw. The last touchdown, he was firing it for Robbie Valentine, and the ball got deflected into the hands of Leighton Lukowski in the back of the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown. And puts us at our score of 33-3 here to start the fourth quarter. Bishops will have the ball, 2nd down and 14 after the 4-yard loss on the run by C.J. Jackson. 2nd and 14 from the 21. Jackson will pass. He drops back. Here comes the pressure. He'll fire it out deep. He's got a man. There's Pillarelli. Diving catch at the 35-yard line. Reddick Pillarelli.
Well, if you ever had any doubt on what kind of arm strength
that was
C.J. Jackson has, right there should answer it.
That was a beautiful pass. They're going to move it back to the 39-yard line.
So
not the 35. So Jackson will snap it quick. They'll try Devin Paley up the middle, and Roselle is there to meet him and slam him down for no gain. So, Charlie, what do you see from the stats?
Well, one thing that sticks out, Scott Valentine's 20 for 28 for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Well, he had a 68% completion rate coming in, so he has not let up on that at all.
He's right on cue with that. C.J. Jackson, not bad, 21 of 36. The 2 interceptions, which are very costly for 264 yards. So they've kind of went toe-to-toe with the amount of completions and yards. Is just the end results haven't been there for the Bishops.
Jackson back to pass, 2nd and 11, fires it out. There's Pillarelli again, but it'll only be a short gain. Look at the total yards, Charlie. I mean, the Bishops have had 55 plays, 332 yards. DePauw, 45 plays, 349. So, again, really close on total plays. Bishops actually have an advantage in time of possession. It's just DePaul's got the advantage on the scoreboard.
Don't look at numbers because they'll make you scratch your head a little bit. And that's the bright side of Bishop football moving forward. I think Jackson's a young quarterback, right, Steve? He's a junior, so his experience he's getting this year is just going to show up more next year than anything.
3rd and 8, he's trying to fire it out to Kozlow. It was a timing pattern. The defender kind of tied up Kozlow at the line of scrimmage and made that timing off.
Sometimes his 3rd down decision-making or accuracy gets off a little bit, and that separates the elite quarterbacks from the average quarterbacks, and I think when he goes back and looks at the film and these key critical third and fourth down, he will learn from this. Like, hey, I got to be perfect on these throws to keep the chains moving. He'll get better. He's a good athlete.
Sure is. 4th and 8 from the 36. Big play again for the Bishops. Can they convert on 4th down? They are 0 for 2 so far on the day. Jackson back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He steps up. He's going to run it.
Go.
He's got some room. The 30, the 25, the 20. Makes the man miss. Down to the 15. That's what we've been wanting him to do.
Yes.
Is just pull it, tuck it, and take the yardage, and he does. Big run.
Great decision. And when he becomes a threat like that 100% of the time, there's a free play. His game will improve. Not to interrupt you, Steve.
That's okay. He threw it for the end zone. But it was a 21-yard pickup. I don't see any flags.
Should have been a free play for the Bishops. If not, Coach Watts.
All right, here it is. The flag landed out of bounds. Okay. Offsides against. Okay, that's why I didn't see the flag. I guess how do you throw it backwards? Got to practice that. So the side official threw it behind him, so that's why I didn't see the foul. So 1st and 5 for the Bishops. 21-yard pickup. C.J. Jackson, what a great run.
Great job. Let's see the Bishops. Put it in the end zone here. Work on this right now. Red zone offense, red zone efficiency. Who can I find in this red zone to get open, and who can I trust? Pillarelli's had a great game, and actually all the receivers have done a nice job for the Bishops today.
Just got to get it in the end zone. 1st down and 5 from the 10. Jackson will do the shotgun. He'll quarterback draw, dive, jump, stance, and he'll be a yard short. He might have had it if he would just put his head down, but he saw Owen and Roselle coming, and he tried to dance out of the way, which I would have too.
Yeah.
Owen Roselle, 6'2", 220, senior linebacker. He takes him down for a 1-yard loss, actually a 2-yard loss. So 3rd and 2, or actually 2nd and 2, because that was a 1st and 5
That
play.
was a 1st and 5, yeah. It was a positive gain. May have to do that 2 more times. I don't know.
There you go. I mean, because right now, Hiram, DePaul's bringing all that pressure on the outside. That's where the middle was open. All right, 2nd and 2 for Jackson. He'll take the ball from the shotgun. He drops it. He picks it up. He's in trouble. He's going to try to get outside to the right, and he's going to be thrown down violently for an 8-yard loss.
Number 55.
54. That was Blake Cole again. 8-yard loss. Boy, he lost the ball. He tried to make a play, but he kind of ran himself right into the defender, the coverage.
I was looking at 55, Mike Sini, the center for the Bishops. He's done a great job today, actually, trying to divert that inside pressure, but just happened to have had a bad snap there. Kind of threw the timing off. Now we're back to that old 3rd and 10, Steve. We've been struggling on this.
2nd and 2. So, I mean, DePauw always just steps up and makes big plays in the red zone. And the defense is impressive in the red zone. 3rd and 10. Jackson will fake to Haley. He's got plenty of time. He fires it deep. He's looking for Josh Hurst. Touchdown!
There we go.
What a catch by Josh Hurst. What a throw.
There we go. Great protection, first of all, by the Bishops. Offensive line, great catch and throw. C.J. Jackson, who was the receiver, Steve?
Josh Hurst.
Josh Hurst gets a touchdown, a much-needed touchdown.
Nice job by the Bishops with 11:07 here in the 4th quarter. They finally break through in the red zone. That'll bring out the point after attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The kick after that was Ryan Elliott kicking it through.
Yeah.
So
Jake Noga may be the center. I was giving high marks to Sealy or Cini. It was Jake Noga. Got to give him some perks on that. He's had his hands full today. Hey, good job.
Ohio State, if you're an Ohio State fan, you're watching us. Ohio State's up to a 38-14 win. A little bit scary at halftime, 17-14. Buckeyes pulling away in the second half. And looks like they're going to take care of business. I kind of felt like this was a trap game for the Buckeyes today.
Oh, absolutely. That spread, I think, was up around 18. And I thought, my goodness, that's the second-ranked team in the country preseason.
Yep.
I know they lost their coach and quarterback, but what
about
the other 21 guys?
Absolutely.
I don't Penn State's still a good football team, irregardless of how they end up this year. And
we'll talk about, let's come back to this game, Charlie. Let's talk about the catch in the pass from Hurst to Jackson to Hurst there in the corner.
Yeah, that was another one of them kind of diagonal routes. It's on the route tree. It's like a 4 or a 3, what you go forward, and then you kind of go at an angle, and the quarterback's got to put it basically in one spot, and the defender can't get there. So.
And he did. He put it right where only
yes,
Hurst could catch it.
Yeah, great job by the Bishop offense.
Pooch kick. Burdine will try to kick it where there is no DePauw player. Wow, what a great job. Let's see who that was that ran back. Yeah, that's who I thought. He's up in they're expecting the onside kick, and then 87. Man, Palmer Samuels, what an athlete. He sprints back 30 yards and dives on the ball before anybody else can get there.
Wow.
Great recovery by Palmer Samuels.
Yeah, that was odd. That was an odd play right there.
Well, it worked against the Bishops. I saw that work against the Bishops earlier in the year. So DePauw, expecting an onside kick, had everybody up. Burdine kicks it away from the deep guy, and you just try to see who can outrun who. But no problem for
crazy.
Palmer Samuels, who just outran everybody by a good 10 yards and picks the ball up.
Yeah, so we got 11 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's just make things interesting, you know.
Well, that was fun. Bishops finally get a touchdown.
Yeah, they did a good job on that drive.
33-10 here with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. DePauw with the football, 1st and 10 from the 25. Ballantyne back to pass. He'll roll. He finds his tight end. He fires it. Big connection, and that big run there by 87 picks up 9 yards.
Yeah, Jake Smothers been putting his hat in there all day on these smaller receivers. That time.
That's Palmer Samuels again. You think he'd be tired from having a run to get the ball, but a beautiful little just kind of a rollout. You hit your tight end, and you let him pick up 9 yards.
Coach said, let's just keep hammering the big guy.
Oof. 2nd down and 1 from the 34-yard line. Ballantyne will pass again. He fires it out. Another wide open receiver just gets in front of Smothers. It's a new receiver, but he'll get the 1st down.
27.
That is Max Miller, a tight end. Nope, sorry, that's Tristan Ferran, a wide receiver, senior wide receiver from Illinois. Let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Foreign. Tristan Foreign. Sorry about that,
Tristan Foreign. Easy pitch and catch right there on this, like a quick slant. We've seen a lot of those quick slants today, Steve. They're actually one of the easier throws for a quarterback.
1st and 10. Ballantyne throws again. He'll fire it out. This time it's to 84. That's Robbie Ballantyne. He makes a great cut, and he'll pick up about 15 yards. Boy, once he got the ball, he kept running, didn't he?
Yeah, he's seen daylight like I seen up here, and I thought for a minute he was going to take it to the house.
Boy, he just kind of just knifed right through everybody, the defense, before they had a chance to move.
Yeah, Ballantyne throws a nice tight spiral. Easily catchable ball if you're a receiver. That's a real thing. No wobble. Yeah, he's all as advertised. I can just say that.
Yeah, Robbie Ballantyne's just doing a great job in the slot. Scott Ballantyne had multiple receivers. He waited, threw it into double coverage, and it's not connected there. And he had 3 guys open, and I don't know why he waited until wanted to make it tougher for himself, I guess.
Yeah, he wants to challenge himself here a little bit with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But Bishop defense bringing pressure from the edge there, and then, the DePauw offensive line and tight ends are doing a great job of picking it up. And you see these backs stepping up and taking on these blitzers, which gives Ballantyne lots of time.
Oh, he was in trouble there. He steps up, and now he's finally going to get a hit, but not until he picks up.
Right.
Picked up about 6 yards.
6 tough yards. You don't see him get down and dirty like that very often, and multiple defenders kind of got their hands on him.
77, Kevin King was the first one there for the Bishops. So
Kevin King playing a pretty good defense today.
He's done a nice job.
Front.
So to bring up 3rd and about 5 for Ballantyne. They're at the 33-yard line. You know much about the colleges, and I don't think the D3s are so good in Indiana, because I don't know if there's a lot of D1, small D1s or D2s there. We'll talk about that next. Valentine fires it out. Oh, and it's a miscatch. He had his man, and it just went off his hands. He tried to run before he caught it. That was Palmer Samuels, his first mistake for today for Palmer Samuels. That bring up 4th down.
Yeah. Where is Wabash College located?
That's in the middle somewhere, too.
Okay.
It's Crawfordsburg, but it's in the middle
Okay.
there also. But
So they're within shouting distance of each other. I assume.
Probably an hour or maybe hour and a half.
Okay.
But I apologize if our geography is off. We'll check in a minute. But then other than that, like in Ohio, I mean, there's like 7 or 8 MAC schools that people can go to, and then there's a bunch of Division II schools. But we'll come back to that in a second, Charlie, here.
Yes.
4th and 5 from the 33.
Big stand here by the Bishops.
Valentine will pass. He's got time. He steps. He fires. He's got his man wide open, and that will be enough for the first down. 87 makes the catch this time. Palmer Samuels again. The one last time bobbled it off his hands. Boy, it was just he fires that. He has such a quick release.
Like you said, he didn't even move out of his stance after he caught the ball. He just turned his shoulders and
boom.
I mean, it's a great job by the offensive line. I mean,
he's got a big offensive line. You look down there. There's some big dudes down there, Charlie.
They're not tall. They're wide.
Yep.
And they're aggressive, and we talked about it already. I watched them warm up. They're very fluid in their motion. So I'd say that's a group that's worked together for quite some time, and they're very impressive.
So 1st and 10 from the 25, and then there's
timeout.
We'll stop it.
Timeout DePauw. Coach Dietz wants to talk about something here with 7:26 to go in the 4th quarter, 33-10. What could he possibly want to talk about on a fresh first down?
All right, let's talk about this. Their offensive line, the center is 6'2", 270. That's a big dude. Left tackle Nick Ruiz, number 68, is 6'4", 300. Zach Kerr, 6'2", 285. Zach Kerr Jr., Nick Ruiz, sophomore. Aiden Bunton, sophomore. Bennett Smith, 6'1", 270, junior. And then Ryan Watkins, 6'3", 315, senior. So you get 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a senior on the offensive line. Pretty hefty dudes, but like you said, not the tallest guys.
Right.
But Ryan Watkins at 6'3" at one tackle. Nick Ruiz, 6'4" at the other tackle. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty good height for Division III.
Yeah, that's the kind of group you'd like to take the Golden Corral and get your money's worth. They would not let you down. I like that. Hey, they've been impressive today as the whole program here as advertised. But I tell you what, I'm not taking anything from the Bishops. They have battled today.
1st and 10 from the 25. Valentine in the shotgun. He'll give it to Lukowski. He'll think about it. Actually, he's going to pass. He's going to throw it deep. Colin Wayner's fighting and pushing and shoving with Robbie Valentine, and there's multiple flags in the area because Robbie Valentine wide open. I don't know do they have Golden Corral in Indiana, Charlie? I mean, we did get those in Ohio for sure. You and I know what they were talking about. Anybody in Ohio? You think so? All right.
I'm sure they do.
All right.
And we see why Coach Dietz called a timeout. Leighton Lukowski on the reverse throwback, and the Bishops are going to get called for pass interference.
Because they caught the Bishops. I mean, that was a beautifully designed play.
Yeah, it was.
Lukowski came on the like a jet sweep, and you thought he was going to run, and then all of a sudden he stops and sets up and fires, and Bishops have to. Well, I mean, it works out pretty good because the ball's at the 13-yard line instead of a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good penalty right there.
It is a good penalty to take.
I would say Leighton Lukowski was a quarterback at his high school in Carmel, Indiana.
Is he from Carmel?
Yes. Man. Isn't that where Clint Eastwood's from?
I don't know. Carmel. If you've been to Carmel, it's a beautiful town just north of Indianapolis. I know that. That's the only geography I know. All right, Valentine will throw again. He takes the steps, got his man, boom, wheel route, touchdown, Caden Johnson in the side of the end zone.
Caden Johnson kind of wide open there. Somebody left him wide open, and easy pitch and catch for Scott Valentine to Caden Johnson. Yeah, you kind of was hoping the Bishops wouldn't let him get that 40 burger. Not that they're there yet, but 33-10 with a little bit of time, it kind of looks a little better than possibly a 40-10. But
there's still plenty of time, Charlie. I mean, you got 7:14 to go here in the 4th quarter, and if Valentine keeps throwing like that, if they get the ball back, I mean, man, and a lot of times, unfortunately, in our world today, the score The kick is by Gomez. Oh, actually, sorry, that was Barry, is up and good. So there is that 40 that you were looking for. But then he was in voting, the D3 voting. People in
absolutely.
Illinois and Iowa and California probably have no idea what DePauw is all about. So they got to look at the score, and they're like, oh, okay, they won 40-10. They must be good.
Yeah. It kind of takes the sportsmanship out of the game sometimes. I mean, but I understand it. If it's a points race, an arms race, you have to. You have to score every chance you get. And you're exactly right. I know these two coaches were teammates at one point in the early 2000s, and Coach Dietz, in my opinion, wouldn't have a problem just handing the ball off when he's on offense and just running it and running the clock out. But that's not the way of the world. You're exactly right.
You're telling me
Steve.
that if you were coaching against me, Charlie, you would run the score up?
Absolutely, I would definitely. I definitely would.
Send one of my players over there. Take your knee out.
I would have not called a timeout for a throwback, receiver reverse throwback. That's that says it all right there. But good play call, good execution there for DePauw on that last drive.
40-10. DePauw with the lead kicking off. Quintrado will receive it. He'll call the fair catch. Actually, that's Kozlow. Excuse me. Calls for the fair catch. The Bishops will get the ball at the 25, I believe, or the 20. We'll see where they put it.
Now, if your coach Watts, do you substitute? Do you put some different players in and do some different things, or do you just keep working on your game here?
I think I would keep working. I mean, it's still 7:14 to go. I would maybe get one more possession here for C.J. Jackson, but let's see what he decides.
Yeah.
And it looks like most of the first team and C.J. Jackson still is out there.
Yeah. So 55, I'm having this mystery of who's playing center for the Bishops.
It's not on the roster.
Mike Sini, I swear, was center on one play, and Jake Noga was center on the next play. Maybe I'm seeing things, but Mike Sini.
Well, they're right next to each other, 55 and 56.
That could be what I'm seeing. So both of them has done a nice job today under pressure.
Sure have. 7:13 to go. 1st and 10 for the Bishops from the 25-yard line. Jackson will pass. He steps back. He fires it out. Brian Hines Jr. catches it at the 30 to the 31. He'll give a 6-yard gain for the Bishops.
Yeah, even freshman Merrick McDonald, that right tackle, who's had his hands full today with number 10 off and on.
I know he's going to have nightmares. I'm going to have nightmares seeing Joey Rowland tonight. He's been everywhere for DePauw. What a great player.
Yeah, but the Bishops' offensive line actually has played well today.
They've held up well. So a gain of about 6, 2nd and 4, 6:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. DePauw up 40-10 on the Bishops. Jackson will fake the handoff to DePauw. He'll fire deep, and he's got his man. Oh. What a beautiful throw. Kozlow catches at the 30 down to the 25-yard line. What a great throw by C.J. Jackson.
Right. Yeah. You know, Steve, regardless of the scoreboard, 40-10, C.J. Jackson and this offensive unit are having fun.
They sure are.
You know, they're throwing the ball around. They are executing, actually, at a pretty high level, in my opinion.
So they're going to move that back 10 yards, Charlie. Apparently he stepped out at the 35.
My goodness.
I didn't see that. I thought he stepped out at the 25. But either way, what a beautiful throw. It was actually a fake handoff to Devin Haley. I'm not sure what I said. I got excited because Kozlow was so open. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Devin Haley in the backfield with C.J. Jackson. Jackson taking his time. He'll take the snap. He'll fake to Haley. He's got time. He's dancing. He's plenty of time. He points at his receiver. Late flag. He fires it. Josh Hurst makes a great catch. That'll be a 1st down if it holds up. Let's see what the penalty is. All the offensive linemen are talking to each other, so that's not good. And it is holding. That's hard sometimes when he's rolling out. You don't know where he is, and you just kind of grab a hold of the guy because the defender goes away you don't expect. But either way.
You're exactly right. That's the hardest thing for a lineman to do is to, you know, when that quarterback starts scrambling, them different angles come from the defenders, not to get your hands in conspicuous places. A lot of times it's not a hold, but it looks like one.
Yeah, I'd like to get an instant replay on that, Charlie, because the Bishop offensive lineman, we're looking at the official, like, what do we do? And he was just trying to describe to him what he saw. But either way, it doesn't matter. 10-yard penalty. That'll bring up 1st and 20 for the Bishops from the 45. So need to get to the 25. Jackson, no running backs. He's got some time. That looked like holding. He'll roll to his right and pick up 4 yards on 1st and 20.
Yeah, I have to point out left tackle. I've talked about the right tackle, Merrick McDonald for the Bishops. Left tackle is Evan Wilder. He's a freshman, 6'3", 300 pounds from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. I was actually in South Carolina yesterday. It was a beautiful day. He's done a nice job too, along with the rest of his friends up front. But I like his size. That's Division I size, 6'3", 300.
Yeah, that's a big dude. As a freshman too. Second down and 14. Jackson back to pass. He's got some time. Here comes Rowland. He'll throw it. And, Pillarelli had a chance. He put it where Pillarelli could catch it, and he couldn't come down with it in traffic. So bring it down third and long, 16.
3rd and 16. So C.J. Jackson just kind of, he's in desperation mode at this point. Obviously, he's just trying to make something happen after the holding penalty, and it almost did. Pillarelli kind of jumped a little too soon or needed to fade back another yard, but there was a chance that ball could have been picked off too. So either way, was a positive play for the Bishops.
3rd down and 16. You got to figure this is 4-down territory. Maybe just try to get 5 of the yards here. There's Kozlow wide open. Nope, he's going to roll right. Now he's going to fire back to Kozlow. He'll step in and he'll roll down and he'll get 5 yards, 6 yards, but it'll bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, good coverage on the back end by DePauw. Sometimes it's easy to defend when you know what the offense is going to do. You know they were going to have to throw the football, and they're just playing a 2-deep zone, 2 safeties deep, keeping everything in front of them and not letting them get to the line to gain, which is about the 25-yard line at this point.
It is. So 4th and 10 for the Bishops. So DePauw dropping everyone back. They only have 3 that are rushing, but sometimes they'll bring a 4th linebacker. Let's see what they decide to do. They got 3 deep safeties right now, and they will just rush 2 guys. Jackson will step up. He'll fake, and he's going to have to run it. He's at the 30. He calls for a blocker. He picks the blocker up. He spins, and he's not going to get it. I think he fell short.
He needed to extend by a yard.
And he's going to be a half yard short. Boy, he picked up a great block from his running back. But, again, you got to – easy for us to see up here. He just had to they're going to give him a better spot than I expected, Charlie. They're going to mark him right at the 25. He was short of the 25 for sure. Boy, he picked up a great block, 19. Yeah, Giovanni Rufus gave him the extra yardage. That's a hometown spot, Charlie.
Hey, we'll take it, but C.J. Jackson was kind of pointing to Rufus like, hey, give me one block and I can do this. When those chain gang or that yard marker isn't in your vision, you don't know.
That's right. That's right, because he's on this side, so the chain gang's on the other side. That's a good call, Charlie.
Hey, we'll take it. First down.
He definitely fell inside, like around he did not make it to the 25 from where we're sitting, but the ref said yes. So Jackson back to pass. He's in trouble. He steps up. He breaks the tackle, and he can't break that second tackle, and they're going to give him 2 yards. Good job by Jackson not to get sacked.
Yeah, he's been Nehemiah Dow.
Oof.
44
yeah, gee-mini.
He's a big boy.
They list him as a linebacker, but he's been up on that line. He's 6 foot 220. I'm not so sure on that one. Looks like he's about 6'4", 260 is what I would go for. But either way, big dude and a great athlete. Yeah, he's playing nose tackle now.
He's another one from Indianapolis, Indiana, Ben Davis High School.
Jackson back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Rowland's knocked out of the play. He'll throw it to Devin Haley, and he'll get immediately hit, but forward progress picks up about 3 yards. DePauw's celebrating, but the forward progress, actually they give him 4 yards on forward progress.
Wow.
The side judge will come out with his hand up, and then after he'll move forward or backward a couple yards. I'm like, what, he's thinking about it, where he's going to mark it?
I don't know. I don't know how they work in tandem for the spot. Trust me, on Sundays on Pro Football, I'm confused every time with these spots.
So there'll be the 2-minute timeout, Charlie. I was getting so excited watching the Bishops move. There's we're running out of time here in the fourth quarter. We're down to 156. But this has been fun to watch the Bishops continue to compete and to try to get one more score.
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to see him punch it in here and go for two and get an onside kick and recover and score. I mean, there was a playoff game in Texas 30 years ago where a team scored like 5 or 6 touchdowns within like 2.5 minutes. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So nothing's out of the realm of what can happen. But, right now Bishops are their offensive line's holding up. There's pressures coming. It's a young offensive line. C.J. Jackson, he's shown he can run the football and he can throw the football, and he's got good receivers. And there'd be nothing better he'd like than to get another TD in the stat column here to one of his good receivers.
That sure would be great. All right, so 3rd and 4 for the Bishops. They're at the 18-yard line, so they're in the red zone. But it is 3rd down. Let's see what the Bishops draw up on the timeout. Jackson will fake to Haley. He'll throw deep for Kozlow. Oh, boy, the defender never even looked, Charlie. So you want to talk about face guarding.
Well,
hit the defender in the shoulder as he was trying to shield Kozlow. No call.
Kozlow, again, was not giving away that the ball was coming his way. He wasn't even putting his hands up, and good defense right there. That's good coverage. I don't know if they call face guarding anymore in football. That might be a thing of the past.
Well, the Bishops got called for it earlier in the game. Jake Smothers did something similar.
Yeah, down here in the end zone. You're exactly right. So the ref said, no, the football hit the defender in the back, so we're not going to call nothing.
4th down, Jackson will roll to his left. He's in trouble. There's nobody there. He cuts back to his right. Now he stumbles and he falls. And it'll be no gain on the play, and that'll be another turnover on downs for the Bishops in the red zone.
That might, that could be the story of this game offensively. A lot of opportunities bend but don't break for the DePauw defense. A lot of yards got compiled by the Bishop offense, but really not a whole lot of points to show for it, Steve.
A minute 38 to go here. The DePauw with a 40-10 lead. They're starting on their own 16-yard line. What will they do, Charlie? Will they try to get another score or not with a minute 38 to go?
We're going to see what kind of friendship these two coaches have.
I mean, the Bishops have 3 timeouts. DePauw only has 1.
Yeah.
And it looks like we got some new players for DePauw. This is
number 1.
So it's a new quarterback. All right. So DePauw will try to get some of their – that'd be –
Anthony Garzolini.
And he'll go running up the middle, number 1. Make sure Charlie's saying it right. Not that I don't trust you, Charlie.
No,
but
I wouldn't trust me.
It is
Anthony Garzolini.
You said it right, Anthony Garzolini.
Big guy.
So all the Bishops will take a timeout. So let's see. That was 3 on the run. That's the 3rd running back. That's Seth Menser. Seth Menser comes in, the senior running back. Tried to run up the middle, and Tom Watts says, I'm not taking these timeouts home with me. Let's call them.
I don't blame him,
But if I'm Coach Dietz, I'm like, well, wait a second. I'm putting Scott Valentine back in then. We're going to try to run it out. You're going to use your timeouts? Okay.
Well, you're supposed to coach until the whistle blows, until the clock runs to 0, and that's what these coaches are doing. Coach Dietz is doing the right thing, taking his valuable people out.
Absolutely.
And Coach Watts is doing the right thing as well, trying to send a message that, hey, we're going to fight till the very end, and that's what they're doing.
So Garzolini is a junior quarterback, 6'5", 225, Charlie. But he'll hand off again, a different running back. It's 12. He'll spin. Sorry. He's got a room up the sideline. He breaks the tackle. Here comes Smothers. Can he make the tackle? And he does. What a great run. And that is, let me see, Charlie. It's a new running back. Nope. It is Caden Bond, 6', 205 sophomore. What a great run up the sideline. Tiptoe in the sidelines. Thank you, Jake Smothers, for getting over there and making the tackle. And now Coach Watts is not going to use any more timeouts. 1st down and 10 at the 42. Yep. That was a good, let me see, about a 40-yard run for Caden Bond. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but he tiptoed that sideline.
Right. I'd say Caden Bond has had many runs like that in his high school career. And And he'll get his shot here, I'm sure, in the future for DePauw.
He tried the same thing. He tried to dance outside. This time he'll be thrown down for no gain. 25 got there for the Bishops. That is Connor Asbury, junior defensive tackle from Worthington Kilbourne. Nice play by Connor. Lost a 2, actually. Clock's running, 35 seconds to go. The play clock's on 28, so they do technically need to run one more play.
Yeah, I'm assuming they'll hand it off to 32 again, and hopefully the Bishops tackle him and nobody gets hurt, and they shake hands and the game's over.
I want to see what kind of arm Garzolini has, Charlie. Nope, he'll give it to, whoa, violent collision. Boy, Bond lowers the shoulder, and Chris Burns lowers the shoulder, and they collide, but good job by Chris Burns. He goes down for a gain of about 2, and that'll be the last play of the game. So DePauw Tigers pulls away with a 40-10 win, but it was a lot closer than the scoreboard indicates.
Absolutely was, Steve, and we'll see some game-ending statistics that will prove to you listening that this game statistically was very close, but the scoreboard 40-10. DePauw, obviously the better team. Both teams were well coached today. It wasn't a sloppy game by no means.
No, definitely not.
Just sometimes you're outmanned and the better team wins, and that was the case today here November 1st. Don't forget to turn your clocks back tonight. Does that even a thing with cell phones anymore that automatically do everything for you? But very entertaining game today. For me and Steve Geiger here calling the game, I enjoyed the competition, the way that these two teams competed.
I mean, it was such like you said, Charlie, very competitive, a fun game to watch, a fun game to call. And again, it's not, I've seen a lot of 40-10 games as a Browns fan where the Browns were on the 10 end of that and just getting pummeled. And it is usually embarrassing. And the Bishops did not embarrass themselves in any way today.
Absolutely not. And when Coach Watts goes to the locker room and talks to his guys and huddles his assistant coaches up, one thing he's going to see is he got a good effort today, and that's what first thing you ask out of your team is 100%, 110%. He got that. 2, offensively, they did some good things. They can build on that. 3, defensively, they were going against a juggernaut. We knew that. And at times they showed that why their defense isn't very good, and at times it showed, we got a chance here and there. So they can build on some things there. So 40-10, good job, DePauw Tigers. Have a safe trip back to Indiana, and we wish them well. They got a tough one next week, I think.
The Bishops have the tough one next week. Bishops have at John Carroll, who's a top 10 ranked team in Division III.
Oh, boy, I got to see how good this John Carroll team is.
But again, to talk about embarrassing yourselves, usually the Browns give up multiple explosive plays, and there really are. The Bishop defense didn't give up any explosive plays. The longest touchdown was a 21-yard pass.
Yeah.
So, they made DePauw drive the field.
Yes, they did.
Even during those drives, there were very few explosive plays that the defense gave up. And then offensively, the Bishops really did an excellent job. Again, just couldn't punch it in once they got to the red zone. But
that's a great point.
A lot of yardage along the way.
C.J. Jackson, quarterback for the Bishops. I thought he competed well today. He knew he was going to have his hands full. He's going to have to use his legs as much as his arm. I thought he was up to the task. He had a few unfortunate possessions there where it ended in no points on third down and long, and fourth down they had to go for it. But I always like when the quarterback competes, and when you got a quarterback that competes, you got a chance to win a football game, in my opinion. So that was a bright spot for me personally. I like what I see out of him, and the Bishops are 2-7 now, 2-6.
2-6.
It's not been a season you're going to remember if you're looking at the record books, but it's a season that these guys are playing hard, and as a coach, that's what you want to see.
So Bishops go to John Carroll next week, where DePauw hosts Worcester next week.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering, that one loss, Charlie, for DePauw was against John Carroll at home. 31-27. So they played a very good game against John Carroll, only lost by 4 at home.
Yeah, I bet that was an exciting game to watch.
Sure was, but the Bishops don't get to play John Carroll at home. They have to travel to John Carroll. I've never been there, have you? Up by Cleveland somewhere, I imagine.
No, I have not. And I kind of forgot they were included in the NCAA here recently.
Yeah, they used to be in that OAC where they dominated.
Yeah.
Now they're in the NCAA where they continue to dominate.
They said, get me the heck out of here with this Mount Union. We can't get out of that.
No
we can't
kidding.
get out of our way against Mount Union. So, good crowd today here at Delaware, you know. We press on. If you're a Bishop football fan, we press on and we keep working hard and trying to improve every day. That's the main thing when you're getting in this situation.
Let's check Ohio Wesleyan's schedule real quick, Charlie. I know they go to John Carroll next week, and then the final game of the season, it will be a home game, I believe. Yeah, they host Oberlin on November 15th to end the season. Oberlin struggling a lot this year. The Oberlin at the bottom of the conference at 0-5 overall. I'm sorry, over 0-5 in the conference, 0-7 overall. Oberlin went to Denison today, which was probably a tough match for them also.
Yeah, Oberlin, they've had their struggles, the Yeomen, but beautiful day for football.
It was. So we'll end it here. We'll call it the DePauw Tigers come away with a 40-10 win over the Bishops. For Charlie Beaver, I'm Steve Geiger. Good night, everybody.